Well, good evening, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. So this is what we're going to refer to as the Fibby Charts Stir Fry Edition, and there's a story related to that, explaining why I'm late for the broadcast tonight. Oh my God, what else can go wrong today? So, got a story about that. We'll talk about that here coming up in the show. So, welcome everybody. Glad to have you as part of the stream tonight. And my name is Red Baron. Glad to have you with us. Same as always. All you new guys that are tuning in, this could be a little unusual story. I got a little story to tell you before we start the show. And we'll go ahead and we'll do some charts. We'll take a look at the crash that is in progress. So once again here, my name is Red Baron. If you'd like to take a look at some of the stuff that we're doing here, first of all, we're a little business and housekeeping at the top of the show. If you'd like to join us, please do so and join our free Discord at the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free Discord. That's our group crypto trading community. Free to join, free to be a part of. Don't want anything from you. Don't ask anything of you. However, if you'd like to join us, we'd like to give you a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, graciously given to us by one of our subscribers that's happy to help us grow and happy to promote and bring more new blood into the stream. So if you guys basically want a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, we're going to be doing that on July 1st, coming up here, not too long. All you got to do is simply just be a member of the unfairadvantage.chat and be in there. We're going to do a random live drawing on air on July 1st, 2021. So again, if you'd like to subscribe to our charts, if you'd like to subscribe or their charts, if you'd like to get involved in the AI predictive programming charts that we're going to be using on the stream tonight, you can do that at fibicharts.com. That's FIBI charts.com, and this is their website right here. You simply just go to subscribe. And if you'd like to know a little bit about what you get in the packages, you can go to subscribe now to go ahead and do the regular subscribe, which is this page here. You can pick out in detail. If you'd like to know a little bit more about what you get and get like a visual representation of the lower stuff, you can go ahead and go to Tell Me More. Either page is a subscribe page. And you can start at the bronze package, which is $25 a month. Basically gets you Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, and that's a good way to get it. We do have a couple of other packages that they offer over there. We have the X-Twin packages if you just want to just trade Doge. And by the way, I rarely ever mention this. If you guys would like to kind of learn a little bit more about how to use our charts, some of you current subscribers that are asking an awful lot of questions, you'll want a little bit more training. You can go ahead and join them over there at the Crypto Trading Academy, which is part of that. You can go ahead and subscribe right here, and that's a one-time, lifetime thing. Always adding new stuff. So Red Bear is going to be creating quite a bit of content, and he's from fibicharts.com. He's going to be adding quite a bit of the stuff that you hear him do on our Monday night crypto chat. So we've got a new professor in the house, not only myself, but him as well. And we're going to be adding all kinds of new stuff to that. So this is an ever-growing, ever-expanding thing. It's not a one-time thing. It's a one-time, lifetime access that continues to grow. And as I recall, I believe we have something scheduled to be taught tomorrow. So our next class is going to be tomorrow, God willing. So anyway, while you guys wait and come into the chats here, I'm going to explain to you what I mean by this is stir fry edition. So give me just a second, and I will get things set up. And I'll tell you a little story, and we'll get on to the charts here. So hang on just a second. I'm going to kill the mic, and I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us here. We got about 14 people in the chat. We usually get up to about lately we've been hitting about 60, 70, sometimes 80. I think we hit a maximum of about 97 last live stream. So we're growing. That's awesome. So this is Chinese stir fry edition of the show. So let me explain to you what happened. My son is a author of over 40 professional cookbooks. He is a world-class chef amongst many other things that he does and does so well. And so this is a rookie mistake that he made. He was making some Chinese stir fry in our kitchen and dumped the oil on a hot plate, and it mushroom clouded completely all over the entire house. So every damn thing in this house is covered with a microfilm of generic peanut oil, including yours truly. I've got it in my hair, I've got it in my skin, I've got it in my eyelashes, it's on my keyboard, it's in my thoughts. It's literally everywhere. So if you hear a little noise in the background, you hear birds chirping, you hear stuff like that, you hear motorcycles going back and forth, I'm sitting by an open window because I'm literally choking on a mushroom cloud of generic peanut oil from from tonight's little cooking endeavor, or cooking epic fail, I should say. So, but we've got some fans running in the background. So if you hear a little bit of background noise and stuff like that, that's not normal part for the show for you guys that are new. But pardon me, I'm down on one knee here. But life goes on, show must go on. So I'm here. I'm here for what good it'll do, and I'm going to go ahead and run the charts and stuff like that, and see through the haze of smoke that is filling my office right now. All right, so as predicted, I told you guys we were going to be looking at a crash, and the crash has now started. I told you exactly when this was going to start. I told you that it was going to happen on the 17th, and lo and behold, look what it has brought us. Right on the 17th, right as called, she's starting to dump. So let's take a look at Bitcoin as we're going to go ahead and start. We always start through the charts. Now, again, you guys, if you want to subscribe to the AI-powered charts that we're using with that has ISIS, our automated intelligence system, built into the charts, you can do that at subscribe. Go to fibicharts.com and you can subscribe to their charts over there at the subscribe now. And most of the guys are usually starting. We've had a lot of this today, from what I understand. They tell me that there's a lot of upgrades going on over there. And from what I'm hearing in our Discord, I'm hearing that a lot of people are upgrading quickly from silver to gold because they want to get a lot more information. They want to be part of our free chat that we're doing over here, and so that's cool. We'd love to have you guys be a part of what we're doing over here. So anyway, let's go on to take a look at the market. We always like to start with Bitcoin a little bit. So here's a call that came in before 2 live streams ago, and of course we hit it. We plateaued right off on that. And the next call was right here. I told you, and I'll go ahead and read the note out for you guys that are on the phones, because about 85% of you guys are watching us here on the phones. So I got to be cognizant of that. I apologize if I'm not calling out prices. I'm going to try to be a little bit better about that, because I didn't realize until I had seen the stats exactly how many of you guys really are watching on phone. I suspected it to be about 50%, but it's considerably more. So I'll try to be cognizant of that when I'm calling out prices. But anyway, I called out a price for being about 35.9, and lo and behold, we hit it, we shelved, and we went a bit further. I don't want to stand over these charts and give the ongoing upgrade here, but I had made a call when we were clear up here. I told you we're coming down to this point. And I said in a closing move situation, we'll cover what that means. This is a very likely drop point. And then on from there. Well, lo and behold, I was vindicated in exactly that comment. I told you that we were going to hit this, and then on from there. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So I want to show you guys that are new to the live stream, that want to understand what it is you're looking at, because we always like to kind of explain this a little bit so everybody understands this is not your standard TA that you're looking at. You're looking at an AI-powered, automated intelligence-powered two different bots, one called Anubis, one called Isis, and what they do is they figure out the time cycles of the heart of the machine, as it were. They go in, they dig through the charts, they assemble the data that's been given all the way back to the very first listing on any given coin, and what they do is they look at the highs, the lows, they find the statistical averages, and then they predict the moves. And then when it comes to pass, they lay down these lines, the left, right, the bronze lines, and these time cycle lines going up and down. And then that forms what we call the unfair advantage grid, to which we plug in standard TA, and it becomes a very, very powerful, very, very accurate system. So let me show you how accurate indeed that this can be. So when this thing came down, of course, obviously this was the call, and we hit it. So we came down, we hit right on that AI line. Not a little bit, not kinda, not sorta, but exactly to the pixel, and that's probability. And when we came up with the one above, we rejected off it, came back, wicked through it, came back, and we're walking right along the underside of it. So this is not uncommon to see this happen with our system. So where are we going to go from here? The answer is down. We have been talking down, 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 and I'm not going to get off the down cycle for quite some time. It's looking very, very probable. So we're at 36,000 for Bitcoin right now. Bold as it may sound, I'm still standing firm on the idea that we're going to see 25,000 Bitcoin. And if we don't see it exactly, so the window is now open for the possibility. So to kind of go back and backtrack and explain to everybody what the timelines are going to be. And I want you guys that are in Discord to listen to me very, very carefully, because a lot of you guys are hearing this stuff, but then you're turning around and you're asking the same questions that I'm telling you here on live stream. So please listen to me. Nothing is going to change in my calls unless I tell you it's going to change in the calls. So we're still at 25,000. Nothing has changed. Okay. So you guys that are private messaging me and private messaging some of the mods and stuff like that, is it still down? Is it still down? Nothing has changed. So the window is going to close on my call for 25,000 Bitcoin on, in, or around the 21st. We could go plus minus that a little bit, but generally speaking, pardon me, I'll shut my phone off. It gets kind of annoying after a while. Generally, I told you guys that between the 17th and the 21st, we were going to start to see a crash. Well, lo and behold, we are right in the early throes of the crash. So I'm expecting all hell to be breaking loose and the drops to be happening. So during this time, I'm going to be watching, but I'm not suggesting that the 21st is going to be the end of it, but it's going to be kind of the end of the larger part of the momentum, as I feel. And again, anything I tell you here in the live stream is just my personal opinion. I'm not giving financial advice. This is just done for entertainment purposes only. Pardon me, my phone has got a life of its own. But I do these things. I do what I do. You do what you do. No one's forcing your hand to hit the big green trade button. So, wear your big boy pants or your big girl pants and be responsible for your own actions. Don't blame other people for your misfortunes. That's the way we roll. All right. So if we both make the same decision, if you like what I have to say, if you like your own research, and we walk the same path, we make the same moves, glad to have you along for the journey. But we do not, in any way, shape, or form, I'm going to chuck this thing in the other room here. Pardon me. We do not give out financial advice. We do not give financial advice on this channel. Such is the nature of the world we live in this. So I want to make that abundantly clear to everyone listening. Okay? All right. So anyway, on to Bitcoin. So where are we going from here? Super easy to predict. So let's go ahead and use some standard TA here. Let's plug that into the system. Now, where I'm looking at from where we're at right now, it's looking very probable right to there. So our next call, pardon me for just a second, guys. I literally have to take this phone out of the room because it will just keep doing this. I think I got my phone wet, and I think something happened that it's starting to trigger the on-off switch or something like that. So pardon me about that. All right. So as far as Bitcoin going now, we're going to be looking at the next drop cycle. I could go up a little bit. It might go down a little bit, but oh my God, Pop, you have no idea. It's still going. So we're looking at about 6.8% drop. Now it's not necessarily the end all be all. And it's just a signpost on the road to hell here. We've got a long, long way to go here. So we're looking at potentially quite a bit more here. I mean, we're nowhere close to 25,000. So our next real marker that we're going to be watching, that red zone right here, and I think we're going to be coming up on that probably by early Sunday. Really, honestly, this is not so far what we've seen here is not all that dramatic of a move. For Bitcoin, it's a little bit, 7%. Bitcoin doesn't generally move that much in a quick shake, but it could be the mist effect in my phone. It is pretty damn thick in here. It really, it was a mushroom cloud. I'm not joking. So anyway, that's about where we're at with Bitcoin. So we're going to go ahead and get on to something else. Let me put you on hold for just one more time. I'm going to get this phone completely out of the room because it literally will not shut up. Every day it's something, ain't it? Every damn day. All right, so just take the battery out of it, it'll be fine. All right, so we're going to move on to something a little bit more exciting here. So Ethereum's, I'm hearing gas prices are down. That's kind of good. I mean, you'd expect gas prices to be sky high here when the buying opportunities are starting to flow. But Red Bear sent me a message. He said, "ETH gas prices are down." Well, that's awesome because we got a few things that we're going to be looking at here. So I'm not suggesting a buy is imminent right now, but it's nice to see that the opportunities to scoop this up and not get hammered by gas prices meanwhile makes it an attractive proposition. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum and see where we're at in the drop cycle. So this is the beautiful part that now we're getting to the points where I can start kind of really showboating a little bit and telling you I told you so. Now, if you remember some of the live streams, we were way up here. I said, we're going to come down. We are going to come down. We're going to come down to 2166. We are going to come down to 2166. I've been telling you forever and ever and ever. So, and I gave 1, 2, 3 confirmation calls, and I said it's going to happen. Now, I want to point out that it took literally 21 days, 15 hours, and 30 minutes to hit that. Extremely long call. This is how accurate that the ISIS system is starting to get. It's starting to pick up these calls way out. Usually, I like to pick up a move anywhere from 3 to 5 days, and I have a short attention span like the rest of you do. But it's extremely pleasing to see that the system is now able to forecast a drop that far out. Truth be told, it can actually forecast a drop 3 to 5 years, or a drop or a rise in 3 to 5 years. However, we don't want to put too much faith in that far out because a lot of stuff happens in that time. But nonetheless, very vindicating to see that happen. So again, this call happened. This call went in when we were in an up cycle. I told you, hey, this is going to be coming down this far, which seems kind of crazy because we're clear up here. So really, you're telling us we're going to come all the way down here? And we almost hit it on the first drop. But as I told you, and I've said this jokingly on several live streams, not close enough for me. I want an exact hit, baby. I don't want nothing close by. I want it spot on. My ego's too fragile to let it be close. It's got to be exactly on. So I let it ride. I told you this thing was going to go. It'll happen. It'll happen. Just keep your britches on. So it went up, and people, but it's going up. Hold tight. It's coming down. So of course I told you the call. We made that one, and so I gave a second confirmation. I said it's coming. It's coming. Went up again. But no. It's coming. So I gave you a third one, and here we are. Package delivered right there, right on the doorstep. Pretty easy, please. So now where are we going to go from here? So this whole formation is over with. So now we're talking about the next move down, and this is where it really starts to get juicy. So the next call down is 1613. That's the one that a lot of you guys have been celebrating. Oh man, I can't wait till it gets to 1613. But wait, there might be more. So I told you on the last live stream, if we can get to here, then we can start believing in this. If we start to get most of the way to this, then why not just look at this? So, and by the way, just so you guys know, that's a $12.50 Ethereum price. So let's take one brick in the road at a time. So right now we're dialing in looking for 1600 to 1625, right in that range. So let me give you a drop and show you how far we've got to go to make that a reality. To go from where we're at right now to about 1604 is a 27% drop, give or take. Yeah, we'll just call it 27. Let's just make it 28% drop. I think I've covered the possibility of what 28% means enough in these live streams to tell you that this is nothing outside of the span of very believable moves. 20% can happen in the wink. Just in a wink. 30%, it's possible. I mean, you get some real ugly happening up in the market. You can get 30%, no problem. Ethereum's a pretty tall order to get a 30% drop. I mean, you get these higher cap, higher price coins. It's hard to move 30%, but make no mistake about it, 215s can happen just like that, and she'll be barking on the front porch of 1600. Super easy. Now to get to our, I would kind of call it, I'm not going to go so official to call this the floor, but I mean, if it got down here from my standpoint, if it got down here in the 1250, I'm not going to screw around. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to consider that a buy place, or somewhere in this neighborhood of a buy, because that's good enough. You know what I mean? So if I'm looking at Let's go ahead and pull tape from here. So if I'm looking at from that to that, that's a 43. Let's just roughly call it a 40% drop. Now, I've told you 40% drops are something that can happen. 20% days back to back. So we could end up going boom and then boom again, and we could literally be in a gorge. This is going to be a Bitcoin sagging to 25,000. This is going to be an XRP falling to the much anticipated 22 to 25 cent range. I mean, all these prices are going to coincide with this bloody drop that I see coming, and we are deep in the throes of the possibility of that happening very, very soon. Probably by the 21st, if not around there, if not sooner, maybe a little bit later, but definitely around that time. So we've got today's the 18th here in Chicagoland. So you're the evening of the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. We're talking about 100 hours. A lot of stuff can happen in 100 hours. If it's 100 bad hours going into the weekend, best believe. You guys know my theories on China. I've lived in Asia for a long time, and I can tell you there's 10 times more of them people than there are of us. When they wake up and get a load of what's been happening over here in the West, they're not going to be none too pleased. They're not going to be in a buying mood. They're going to be in a selling mood. So they're going to turn around and put the fire under this, and probably, potentially, if I know my markets and I know the way that people think, they're probably going to turn around and amplify this 10x. Now, I don't mean 10x and move. I mean 10x type of people making unified decisions that are going to push this thing down even more. So by the time you wake up in the morning, you're going to go, oh my God. So we might be very well, possibly hitting this price by the time the Asians turn around and have their say about what's been going on in the market thus far. So just a theory, we'll see, but we've seen it many, many, many times. So on the short term here, again, getting back to the fact that you guys are on the phone, I'm not going to call that a gray call. I'm absolutely going to call that at least a yellow call at this point. And again, you guys know my color codes. I don't go full red, full green until I'm absolutely all in on an idea that it's going to go down. I'm going to say very, 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 very optimistically yellow for this, and actually I'm going to take this down to the end of the channel. So I see this probably getting on this next leg down, which is not a buying place; it's just a signpost on the road to hell. 2020, basically $2,020, $2,025, right in that range, bottom of this channel. We're gonna have to operate within this channel because you're gonna remember we got the AI lines from ISIS, we've got the pulse markers that go up and down, but predominantly we have channel moves, and so right now we're in the top part of a descending channel. So once we bust into this lower channel, we'll let me talk that out for you here. We're gonna kind of do this. We're gonna come down here. We're gonna get in the lower part of the channel, and then we're gonna continue on from there. So pretty much that we have to kind of deal with that zone. Then we got to deal with that zone, and then we'll start dealing with lower zones after that, effectively. Are you gonna have to stay up all night? Well, let me tell you what. You're talking to the god of insomnia, so I've been there, done that, brother. I'm usually up till about 5:30 in the morning. 2 nights ago, well, actually last night I was up till 6:30, and it's like, sorry, but most of the action. In the short answer, I understand exactly what you're really asking me. Is you're saying you probably don't have the ability to put in a market order, and you just have to live trade. So, bad news, brother. Yes, you are going to have to stay up if you don't want to miss a move. Now, I will tell you this: in the short term, I don't expect the bottom to come in. So get yourself maybe one more night of good sleep, and after that, prepare to never blink again. But that's kind of in all seriousness. I don't think we're at the point where you're going to have to kind of pull a night shift just yet. And if you're America, is what I'm telling you. And so road to hell. I'm being relevant. You know, I know that there's a lot of you guys that are holding down coins, so road to hell for everybody except for the people that want to buy in lower. You know what I'm saying? So for my group, hell's a good place to be, I suppose, if you're looking at it from that perspective, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at XRP, see what's going on. So this was the first thing I saw when I woke up at the crack of noon. Saw this and went, the prophecy has come true. So I told you all these arrows are calls that are down. One there, hit it. One there, hit it. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Up, hit it. Down, hit it. Again and again and again. So this was the waterfall that we talked about in the crypto class. This is for my crypto students. This is what's called a waterfall. This is exactly a classic waterfall, just like we discussed in the class. Now, waterfall, basically what we always get kind of a bounce. And now let's talk bots. Let's talk bots, because this is as body as it gets right here. Very, 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 very machine oriented. There's nothing organic. There's very little human about this. What this is basically predominantly an organic waterfall. It was triggered and touched off by bots. You know, they let go of the clutch, they let the humans take over, they grabbed it, they dumped the clutch again, let it go down, hit right smacked on the AI line, dead cat bounced back up, and this is all computer driven. All the way up here, right to the AI line. Now where are we going from there? We are going down again. So, and we're already seeing that happening right now. So you guys that understand my charting, scritches and scratches. So let me get in here and let's talk a little theory here for you guys that are new to the live stream, that are new to our charts and new to this stuff that we do. Let's explain a couple of the functions, because I had a conversation with a member. He's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So time to bring you guys up to speed. So what you're looking for is these three lines right here, what we refer to as the alligator. Good when green is over red and blue. That means up. When green starts to dive under red and blue, that means things are going south. And that's exactly, you're seeing it starting to curve over, it's starting to lose speed. We crossed an AI line, a pulse marker, and that signifies that the computer made a dump decision. It's made a decision to start turning down, which you see it happening right here. So now we expect, and in a classic TA move, we expect it to go down right now. And so this formation is rejected. You can already very clearly see it bouncing off of there. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other TA markers. The alligator, this three-line thing here, would in fact be dumping. Well, we are rolling red. We're coming off a green. Oh, looks like ISIS just redrew. That's what happens. You see that flash? That's what happens when the ISIS system recalculates. And so this happens about 100 times a second. Doesn't always redraw 100 times a second. So it just sniffed out some better probability. So this is so you guys that don't understand, like the arrows sometimes don't match the lines, that's because I'm using the lines are human. That's me putting those arrows in there. So if I'm not updating my arrows, it's because I haven't seen ISIS's most recent update, which just happened a second ago here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to check my arrows. Yep, my arrows are still clocking with the stats. So something up here probably changed, and I can see right there our probabilities changed. That basically we rejected off the call that was made at the time, but now it's starting to show probabilities onward from this point forward that we're going to get some new probabilities going down. So we're kind of sniffing around crossing that AI line right there. We'll break through that because the MACD is rolling red, the RSI is losing steam, the Bollinger Band, which is this ghosty little bubble cloud back here in green, is starting to somewhat start to constrict, which means we're losing steam. So we got 5 markers saying bear, downward. So we're just waiting for this thing to drop. And of course, obviously, we knew that was going to happen anyway because the calls were already there. So we're just getting confluence. We're getting confirmation from standard TA to verify what we're pulling out of the grid. So we've got all eyes are down right now. And this is for XRP. And again, I'll cover this. I know it doesn't make some of you guys happy. One of my mods and I, it's heartbreaking to watch all of this stuff go down, especially you guys that are holding XRP. And damn it, it's hard. It's soul crushing to watch this. You know, when you're holding positions of $40, $50, $60 on XRP and you're watching this. And I'm telling you, and you know I'm right. I'm telling you that it's going down to 25 to 20, anywhere from 22 to 25 cents. It's soul crushing to know I'm right, but to realize that if you don't sell, and I'm not a proponent of selling out XRP because you may not get back in. I mean, that's kind of that's the grift, the game that's being played with XRP. You don't want to get locked out. So if you, and I had a discussion with a very close friend that has got some personal issues. I won't name names, and he's just like, yeah, I gotta get out. You know, I can't wait. And so we're gonna take a break from the charts, and we're gonna talk a little XRP and the world in general, and what's coming, what's changed with my calls and the SEC and all this stuff. I see a meshing of the short term with my predictions. But we have to also look at the long end of this. So I want you guys to pull up a seat and really really listen to what I have to say here, you guys that are interested in XRP, because I'm going to give you the narrative as I see it for the next 6 months for XRP. Okay, so hang on just a second here. Let me get a couple things lined up here real quick so we can talk here. No, get all this stuff laid out that will make a little bit of sense. All right, so XRP, you guys that are followers of XRP are no doubt followers of Jeremy Hogan, an attorney, a very good attorney, and who I've had the pleasure of speaking with a couple of times. And we've discussed a couple of things involving publicly, a couple of things involving this case. And so here's generally the gist and the feeling from those that are in the know and those that just kind of know how these things work. So the SEC is in no kind of hurry to play its hand and show that it hasn't got squat. Basically, it's not holding anything. So stall. It's not good for Ripple. The longer this crap goes on, it's not, and indeed, it's not good for us. I mean, we all know that. So long before this all started, I told you we were going to 20 to 25, and everybody looked at me like, why? Well, now you're starting to see why. That's what the power of the AI system is. It's very dispassionate about what's going on in the world. All it wants is just the facts. And so the facts and the grids were calling 20 to 25, which is an interesting thing in and of itself, because you got to kind of ask yourself, is all the story we're hearing in the public really the truth? Is this really what's moving the markets? And candidly, I can't get into the details of that, but I'm a little more knowledgeable about that than I probably let on. But the answer is no. No. It's interesting to kind of see happy faces in clouds, and does that mean the happy face is really there? No, but if it makes you feel good to think there's a happy face in the cloud, it makes you feel good to say that you saw the Virgin Mary in your morning toast. Good, but the truth of the matter is there's something else at play here. And so, as I've explained many times to you guys in past live streams, that the market is kind of like an airplane flying from East Coast to West Coast. They have a destination and an arrival, and they're picking points along that where they want to go. And sometimes we'll wander off course, and then the bots will pull the thing back on course. And that's what's really happening. It's all designed to kind of make you think that this is organic, but it's not. I don't want to get too far off course here, but again, you guys who have been listening to my live streams, I point you directly at Elon Musk taking the stage on Saturday Night Live when everybody was so sure that Doge was going to pump. And the minute his feet hit that stage, the entire market went straight in the crapper. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Manipulation, that's what it has to do with something. I mean, they knew where they wanted it and when. I mean, there's no denying those two things coincide together. So that's what it's all about. So the SEC thing is broadly, and I don't want to sound conspiratorial, because it's not a conspiracy. It's just a fact. This case does have bearing on it. Don't get me wrong, but what's going on behind the curtain, what's going on on a deeper level, is so much more than the SEC. Because to be honest, if you're a bank in Saudi Arabia, you don't give a rat's ass about what's going on in America with this. So there's something. What this is we could call it a lot of things, but as I see it, this is what I see. I see this as a public theater event to buy time for the real thing to set up. That's what I think it is. I think it's good theater to maybe shake a few of the people who they don't want in these coins out, and I think that generally speaking, this is just damn good theater. Not from our perspective, but I think that's what it is. And so here's the narrative, or here's how this applies to us. This is how it applies to the charts. This is how it applies to you, your investments, and what's to come in the next 6 months. So now the latest little dose of news that they've dropped on us is XRP in the lawsuit is now they bought themselves an extra 60 days of fiddling around with this thing, because we were so damn sure that the moon was coming. Well, I'm going to just give you my opinion on this. I'm going to tell you what I told you. I'm going to plug it into what I see, and then I'm going to tell you what I predict to probably happen in the next 60 days. And that's about as far as I'm going to take my magic chicken bones, or my dirty crystal ball, or whatever you want to call it. So I have been calling 22 to 25 cents for XRP for a very long time, long before this lawsuit ever existed. So fantastic. You can clearly see that hope is still being dashed, and it's now being dashed at a lot faster pace. So let's take a look at the short term. Do you expect that this narrative is going to continue now that they've whipped the rug out from underneath us, that they've taken all the hope of, this is going to close pretty soon? Well, it doesn't sound like it, does it? They just bought themselves 60 more days plus. So are we going up? Hell no, we're not going up. Hell no, we're not going up. So that's the public narrative. But again, we were going down anyway, as far as I'm concerned, because I've been telling you that that's exactly where we're going. Now again, so let's take a look at these two things side by side. Any fool can see some comparative movement. What has XRP got to do with XLM, other than the fact that they generally kind of trade in unison? They move in unison, 50 cents to the dollar or whatever. XLM has no dog in this fight. Yet, you see this move, ghosting XRP. So there's narrative, there's example of what I'm trying to say right there. So XLM has no dog in this fight. Yet, it tracks and traces with XRP that's supposedly manipulated by that news. No, sir. No, ma'am. It's not. This is where they want it. This is where it's going. Enjoy the ride. The narrative, this is good theater. Now, I can find you a couple other coins that also follow this narrative that I assure you have nothing to do. Nothing to do. In fact, they're actually competitors of XRP. So why are they tracking and tracing? Because that's where the powers that be want it to be right now. Okay? So now that we've established that little loose string of theory, let's go forward. So when we get to the promised land at the bottom, which is 22 to 25 cents as I see it, where do we go from there? So now I'm telling you, and I have been telling you, that I'm watching the 21st to the end of this month to be something. Now I said at the end of this month we have a couple of events. We have the closing of the half-year point. We are at the exact halfway point in 365 days here at the end of this month. We are at the close of the second quarter of the year. Those are business timelines. Big business operates, lives, and breathes by those timelines. There ain't no getting away from it, folks. That's the way money moves. That's the way commerce moves. That's the way business in general moves. It's the way time cycles move. It's a real thing. You cannot refute it. It must happen. Taxes have to be filed. Assets have to be exchanged. Things have to happen. So, getting backwards to this, as I've told you, just using a loose interpretation of how I feel, and then, you know, my years of business, I've got 30 years of business and investing and stuff, so you're hearing, I won't say wisdom. If you want to call it wisdom, whatever. My 30 years of experience, let's just say. I know for a fact that if I'm sitting on, you know, a certain amount of money, my tax man is going to go, hey, Baron, you got to unload some of this stuff, or the tax man is going to kick your butt. You know, so I got to go buy something to offset my taxes or something like that. And I'm not going to do it on the afternoon of the last day, am I? No, I'm going to be having a meeting round about now with my tax guy, and he's going to be dropping the news. Hey, you know, listen, we're at the end of the second quarter, going into the second part of the year. You know, we need to clean up some finances. You need to basically kind of shelter some of this income. Yada yada. Work with me on this analogy. So we have to have time to do this. The bigger the company is, the more time it needs to move. So it falls within reason to say, okay, so I'm going to say from the 21st to the 30th. That's basically a week and 2 days to get that done. Now, these larger companies move like a dinosaur. You know, they have their board meetings, they have their purchasing people, and, you know, they just to write a stinking check for some of these companies almost takes 4 days to get into the system. Someone's got to go out and find something to buy. They got to have meetings. You know, I don't want to you know, grind on this too much. I think you know where I'm going with this, but it takes some while to spend that kind of money at scale. Does it not? Would you not agree? So let's say if we've got a week and 2 days to get that done from the 21st to the 30th, that would fall right on the 21st. What I'm saying is when the market, things start to noticeably change with the market. Let's just leave it at that. So if we're going to have any form of quote unquote pump, movement, positivity, it's going to happen there. Now this could work against us. They could look at this and go, shit, we need to book a loss, and they could dump. It could accelerate from the 21st. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you this again because you guys are going to be DMing me. I thought. Listen to me. I'm telling you right now. 21st is a marker. It's not an absolute bottom. It's not an absolute top. It's a marker, and I want you guys to treat it like that. Watch the hand that's being played and play it. I mean, for some of you guys, kind of, I think you trade like you play cards 5 decks ahead. You don't do that. When you sit down and play blackjack, when they give you your cards, you play those cards, you get another shuffle, you get another deck. That's the way you play these markets. You don't go, well, I'm going to bet this based on five card shoots ahead. It doesn't work that way in blackjack, and it damn sure doesn't work that way in crypto or in stocks or in anything else in investing. You've got to look at the market. The deck that's being played right now is this. You have to understand the probabilities. There's only so many aces left in the deck. There's only so many queens or kings left in the deck, and you make those moves. So right now, what we're looking at is how many queens and aces and kings are in the deck. We know this because we're using that thing I call iceberg theory, meaning we are at the bottom part of the iceberg. So it's getting more and more tasty to be able to make these purchases because we know the upside is much greater than the downside. However, we're not to the bottom of the iceberg on none of this yet. So here's where we're at in the compacted version of this. We want to watch this thing from now till the 21st and just watch it go all the damn way to the bottom. Now, rest assured, I've assured many of you this is crypto therapy and I'm your doctor. So I'm here to tell you, just friggin' relax. I will tell you when I think we are at the bottom. I mean, I post every day on the Discords. I tell you, if there's something to know, you don't have to private DM me and ask me, is this it? Is this it? It's not it. Or I would be publicly saying on the Discords, all the way down to the public Discords. I'm not going to leave any of you guys for free that are in the Discords kind of wondering what's going on behind the paywall there, over at Fibby Charts, or what's going on in the upper groups. And I'm going to let you know. I think everybody deserves a fair crack at that. So you're all in on that. I mean, if I see the bottom, I'm not hoarding that up for the people that are, the elite. Screw them. I want everybody to get a crack at this. Because if we're seeing VeChain at some obscenely low price, or Bitcoin, or just pick your favorite coin, if we're seeing at the bottom, there's no reason on earth I would ever be able to sleep a peaceful night knowing that I could have just shared that information. I'm not after your money. I don't want your money. What I want to see your success. And so that to me gives me more satisfaction. We've talked an awful lot about some of the guys that are in these smaller third world countries, and we have a couple of you guys in the chats and the Discords and stuff like that. And pleased to have you just as much as our elite groups and stuff. I want to see you guys, especially you guys, do very, very well. So, a little move, buying at the bottom could just change your life forever. So I definitely want to be able to affect that change. And never in my lifetime of 53 years have I ever stood in front of such a large group and been able to just affect change. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you what, I dig my life right now. I dig it. Being able to be something that you guys look up and respect. I work every single day for your respect. I absolutely don't want to let you down. I take it very, very seriously what I do. Even though I don't charge for it here on YouTube, I still love doing it, and I still want to, it's my opinion. It'll always be my opinion, but I won't let you down. I'll give you my best right to my dying breath. You got my solemn oath on that. All right. So anyway, as far as where we're at, this is more or less what I'm looking at. Is we're just kind of watching from the 17th to the 21st. So just have a sit down, make sure you got your ducks in a row, have your money ready to go, and when I tell you, I think this is going to be the bottom, or I think it's looking very bottomy, or I think we're at a turning point. I don't think it's going to be like just a bond. I don't think it's going to be like this. It's not going to come down, hit it, and just start taking off. I think it's going to come down, and it's gonna languish a little bit. And let's go ahead and cover this here real quick. What I think it's going to do is it's going to come down. Let's just go ahead and sketch it off here. What I expect is, generally speaking, whatever it does to get to the point, it's going to come down. It'll dead cat bounce a little bit, and this will give the illusion to everybody, oh, the bottom is in. But I don't think so. I think we're going to get something that looks very much like that. And then what we're going to get is this. And if you're an experienced trader, that's a horrifying formation. Because what is that? Anybody? You don't want to see that when you think you're in the bottom. That's the last formation. That's a bear flag. Because if you see something going like this, or a bear pennant as it were, you think, oh God, I thought it was the bottom. No. This is exactly what I expect them to do. I expect them to throw a bounce and then just slowly let that thing turn into a triangle that makes you think that's the bottom. And if you guys understand my formations, if you guys understand how I do pattern recognition and these unique little formations that I've kind of sniffed out of the market, you're going to get one of these. And it's going to screw everybody up that doesn't know what I just showed you. It's called a J-hook. And it's something unique that I discovered. It's something they throw into the market that follows. Let me go ahead and backtrack that a little bit. And for this example, it will come right down to an AI line, and then it'll just turn and just start rocketing. And it just to wipe out a few more people. just to kick them while they're down. And so that's effectively what I expect. But you'll get something that looks like this, and this formation here will probably play out in about a day to a day and a half. Would seem to be, that's just my gut, just my opinion. But I don't think we're going to be, flashing by the time I don't think the bottom will come and then you'll be in bed, wake up and, oh shit, I missed the bottom. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a 24-hour thing where everybody gets a chance to make a stupid move before basically they're going to bring it down to the bottom and let it sit there long enough just to piss everybody off and make them just, shit, I'm out of this, or whatever. And because that is the mission. They're trying to shake everybody out of the rug. And that's exactly what I expect to have happen. So anywhere from a day to possibly a day and a half of sitting at the bottom. So I think you're going to have plenty of time to recognize the bottom for what it is or get close. All right. All right, so XRP, again, like I said, we're just waiting, 22 to 25 cents. And there's nothing, again, I want to repeat myself again. There's nothing you need to know about XRP. I mean, I'll show you the arrows going down and all the pretty little formations. There's nothing you need to know unless I come out and formally tell you that I believe there's been a change in the force or a good wind blowing and or whatever, some other funny thing I usually say. I'm sticking hard on 22 to 25 cents until further notice, and I will say it on video for free in front of everybody, so there's no misunderstanding of my beliefs. And again, none of this is financial advice, but I'll make my beliefs public. Let's just agree on that, okay? So no need to constantly be checking in with me to see what my latest opinion is, because I don't change my opinion very often, not very often. As you guys will know, I mean, when I throw a call like that, I'm not playing around. I mean, I put a call like this, and I don't give a damn how long it takes to hit it. I'm holding on that, as I told you before, and lo and behold, I was vindicated. So that's just how it plays out. If I give you a call, unless there's an absolute reason to change my opinion, that I see something that just does not make sense to me. We went through a couple of months of really crazy-ass manipulation, some of you guys that are new schoolers to the group, where things just were not making sense. And so I was kind of being very cautious, but I was still throwing calls to the guys, but I was telling everybody, be damn careful, because they were hugely manipulating the market. I mean, even when TA was supposed to go up, it wouldn't. I mean, they know people trade with TA, and they were just using our TA against us, and it was a really bad time to be in the market. This is about 3 months ago when this was going on. So I expect things are running, they're following TA very well. But again, we're trending down. There's no reason to believe we're going up. There's nothing uppish about this. I mean, we're just straight road going on down. I mean, if we really wanted to bring this on down and just continue, I mean, you can see we're in one channel above, just waiting to break down to this channel and continue this channel right on down. So there's nothing that's changed in my call. So XLM is kind of like on the coattails of that, doing exactly the same thing. XLM's running, basically about 40% to the 40, anywhere from 50 cents to the dollar of whatever the given price is for XRP. And, where it goes, they all go kind of thing, or at least this one goes. So we call them the X twins, XLM and XRP. Those are kind of, pardon me, I've got a train coming through town here if you're hearing that in my microphone. So the XLM now, again, I don't really talk an awful lot by itself about XLM. I do believe it to be a very, very fundamentally decent project, because they're going to be rolling in, as I see it. XLM is tied to IBM, and IBM don't ever get involved in something that money doesn't come from it, insofar as I can think of. I mean, IBM is not exactly a losing company. Why the hell do you think they've been around for so long? And effectively, Stellar Lumens and XLM have a deeper relationship than you may understand. And the big thing that's really, really got me turned on about XLM from an investment standpoint is the fact that I do believe that IBM has a new project where they're going to be rolling in patents. They're going to be trying to find a blockchain to park those patents on, and guess where I believe they're going to be parking it? Right on this blockchain. And so on the inside chance, good chance that the U.S. government gets involved with XLM on any level, they have just been vetted and good to go for a long time. Long time. I'll tell you a little story here coming up in a second as to exactly how good it is when you're in bed with the government. But anyway, If they start putting the patents on the XLM blockchain, well, then this company will never cease to be. As long as the United States is standing, this thing will be the most solid brick in the wall. Let me tell you a little story. So my grandfather was a very large, started off as a simple barber in a small town in Iowa. And then this story's going somewhere, so just story time, just listen in. So my grandfather, he was a simple barber in Everly, Iowa, as I was growing up. I mean, population, maybe 300 on a good day downhill. And no chance of ever being a wealthy man. And a gentleman came in and sat down and talked to him, and he was getting his hair cut, and he said my grandfather's name was Orrin. I may have told this story before, but a lot of you guys are new. So sat down in the barber chair and started talking to my grandfather and said, Orrin, I got a problem. I said, really? He goes, I'm getting ready to retire, and I'm going to have to sell one of my buildings. And so as the story plays out, it turns out this gentleman was a postmaster for the U.S. Postal Service, but he was also a property owner, and he had a deal where he was renting his post office to the United States government. Now, what most people don't realize is every federal building, and I do mean every federal building, and a lot of you guys don't understand this, is owned by private people. Did you know that? It's true. And so every post office, including your main one in your state, is owned by a private individual. And the government does not, quote unquote, own anything. Did any of you guys know that the Pentagon is owned by a private individual? Do you guys know that? There's a private individual that actually owns the Pentagon building and many other buildings, such as the courthouses in your town, et cetera, et cetera. Those are all privately owned. So anyway, he had a choice that this postman had. He could either give up his pension, or he could sell his post office. And so there's kind of a funny story. I'll go ahead and finish out the story. But the net effect is my grandfather heard that. Basically, so what? You got a post office for sale in a town of 300 with no buyers, and it's got a 100-year lease on it to probably the at the time, this is humor in itself, a AAA rated creditor, blah blah blah, and you will never want for money ever in 3 generations. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah. So he went home to my grandmother, war widow. Said to Evelyn, he says, Evelyn, oh my God, I just had this thing, dropped on us. If I could just find some money. And Evelyn, my grandmother, the one that I know as grandma, actually wasn't my real grandma, but she's always been grandma to me. And she was married to another gentleman before meeting my grandfather. And apparently she was a war widow, World War II or World War I widow. And you guys ever hear of mattress money? It's kind of a funny little thing back in so you folks that are not part of the generation, the greatest generation that understands that we don't keep our damn money in banks, we hide it in our mattress. Boy, times are not changing that fast, are they? I mean, would you want to keep your money in a bank these days? So my grandmother sat down and listened to my grandfather talk about, well, if he just had a dream, if he could just find, I don't know what the dollar figure was, but it's irrelevant to the story. So says to my grandma, if we could just get the money. She goes, well, honey, I got it. So she opens up the mattress that they slept every single night on together as a married couple. And inside of that mattress was enough money to pay cash money for this building. And my grandfather naturally almost shit himself, I'm sure. But from that, he parlayed the income from that into another building and another building and another building, and he ended up owning the entire town, and then the town next to it, and then the town next to it. And by the time I came along many years later, he was the wealthiest man in that part of Iowa. And when he died, he had millions and millions of dollars. So anyway, that's kind of just an interesting little aside that I like to tell. But anyway, back to the point that as far as XLM and as far as dealing with the government and stuff like that, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is if XLM gets in bed with IBM, and IBM is indeed in bed with the government, has been for a long time, that's money, real money. That's security. I mean, you want to talk about blue chip? It don't get any bluer than that, boys and girls. Okay. So anyway, that's just kind of a little side story. We're taking a trip around the park to be able to kind of give you a view of the entire destination and why XLM is like an absolute something that I believe no man, woman, or child who is involved in crypto should be turning their nose up at. 29 cents even, and I'm not suggesting now, even if you were just to go to all in right now, where this is going to go over the course of your lifetime will astound you. Has to, because that's just how this is going to stack up. Now, we are going to be going much, much lower. So again, talking about this, as far as what prices we're looking at, again, we're making the assumption that that XRP is going to go to, let's just keep it at 25 cents. So if we're looking at 25 cents, and in our current ratio, I'm doing some off calculations so I don't say something stupid here. Our current ratio is currently about, let's just spot you and say 45. We're looking at roughly about 11 to 11.5 cents is a target for this. And I'm being extremely conservative when I give you the target calls, because we've already got target calls. I've had them for a long, long time. I've told you guys that I expect, probably to be in that window. I always like to play it kind of conservative, but we already have the target calls of anywhere from 19.5 to 16. But I'm suggesting to you that we may go much, much lower. If part A if crypto from column A hits, then crypto from column B is going to hit too. Simple as that. So we might find ourselves deep, deep, deep down in the 11 to 12 cent range. I don't want to pump you full of hopium, but just understand the likelihood is there. Okay, all right. All right, so back to charts here. Hang on just a second here. I got to get and again, let me take a little commercial break here. I want to remind you guys that we're going to be giving away a 5,000 VeChain here. I want you to be a part of what we're doing. And in order to get in on the drawing, we're going to be having on July 1st, 2021 in the evening here, live on air. We're going to be doing that drawing. All you got to do is join us at the unfairadvantage.chat for your chance to win. We're going to just pick one random one of y'all, and we're just going to pull you out of the hat, and we're going to change your life. Well, maybe not going to change your life, but we're definitely going to set you up to possibly have some life-changing money, because VeChain, oh buddy, VeChain is going to be rocking the world, I believe. We have ISIS system has this thing predicted. Our AI system has this thing predicted at $7 in 36 to 48 months. Right now, we're sitting at a price that's nowhere near that. So just do the very simple math. If you're holding 5,000 VeChain and it hits $7, wouldn't you love to have yourself a little bit of that? So that'll be going on here very, very shortly. So let me go ahead and get the rest of the charts up here in just a second. Get back on to what we're doing. Okay. All right, so I always like to kind of check in. I haven't done Chainlink for a little while. Let's do some, keep things kind of unique. I haven't done any Chainlink for a long time here. So Chainlink is really not doing anything that impresses me. It's just a slow slog down. There's the call, there's the hit. None of this is expected. We've got kind of a slight double top formation, so we're just waiting for the inevitable. Let's go ahead and just do some TA to kind of verify, pick up a next confirmation call. We're gonna go from there, possibly to about there. Well, we need to come down a little bit more. I'd say probably about there. And there you go. There's your first confirmation, or there's your first confirmation. There's your second confirmation. So that drop, the rest of the market's dropping, so why wouldn't this? So there you're looking at basically about a 25 to 26% drop. We're going to be seeing this universally across the whole cryptosphere here tonight during the broadcast. So I would suggest to any of you guys looking at these charts tonight, do not buy anything. It's my deep belief that you ain't seen nothing yet. And if you guys are new to the live stream and have never really seen anything quite like this before, join us at FibbyCharts, or join them at FibbyCharts.com and subscribe to these live charts, because these things are probably the most powerful thing you have ever traded with. If you guys are sick and tired of just basically making these moves, I hear this every single day, and I don't mean to laugh, because I've done it myself. It's funny in the most pathetic way. I heard it 3 times today. I buy a coin and it just goes down after I buy it, or I sell a coin and it goes up. Doesn't that suck? And doesn't that suck? I mean, there's got to be a way that can stop happening while you're looking at it. This is how you prevent yourself from making those mistakes. Now, you can still do it. I mean, this is not a foolproof system, but I mean, as far as like shaving odds, right now you're basically just taking pot shots and hope. You're running 50-50 odds. Now, with this, we run as high as sometimes 92-93% success ratio in the short term. And so with those kind of odds, they would like you not to ever come into Las Vegas with those kind of odds and try to gamble against the casinos. Casinos don't like winners, so they cut them off quick. So this kind of system would get you thrown out of a casino post haste, no question about it. So if you're tired of making trades, if you're tired of just taking pot shots in the dark, and you want to be able to have something that you can maybe probably start to make an educated decision based upon something other than what you heard some joker on YouTube saying, and whatever, who really he doesn't have a clue because he heard from some guy else. This is a system that I believe in very, very strongly. It's got statistics, it's got science, it's got math, it's got trigonometry, it's got ridiculous amounts of mathematical computations and historical data behind it, and it's getting smarter and wiser every single day. And the guys that are subscribed to the charts will tell you that the calls are getting more and more and more precise, right down to the very pixel is what we say. So we'd love to have you be a part of what we do. But again, you don't have to do anything other than just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Join our Discord, see what's literally going on with the guys that are trading, and you'll sell yourself. You don't need me to sell you. So, all right. So as far as chain links go, we're just waiting for the same thing as everything else. So we're just waiting for the end of the world to happen. So Digibyte, speaking of the end of the world, I've talked to a lot of you guys who've just finally done what I did a long time ago. Just ain't having it. Just done. And, amen. I not to trash talk this project too much, but it deserves it. First of all, there was a call. It was hit once, twice, 3 times. And so where we're at now, there was a call there, hit that one exactly too. So, 1 call, 2 call, 3 call, 4 call, 4 in a row on one screen, guys. That's the kind of system you're messing with here. Accurate. If you guys are liking to swing trade, you'll never find a better tool. In my opinion, you'll never find a better tool to do that with than the one you're looking at right now. Digibyte is just going to keep dropping lower and lower. So I've talked to several of you guys. A lot of you guys are holding big amounts of this thing, and I understand why, because you bought, back when this thing is microfractions of a penny and stuff like that. And I was involved with it. I don't own it anymore. I don't have any holdings that are worth mentioning anymore. Especially nothing in Digibyte. And so Digibyte, whenever this is going to wake up, it's just not going to do with any money I'm ever interested in putting into it, because it's the coin that just loves to disappoint. And I'm just, frankly, you got to consider the time value of money. The longer you hold something, hoping for the big payoff, you're watching all these other racehorses pass by you and stuff like that. It's tremendously frustrating to watch a Theta when it went from $2 to, what was it, $8, $16. You're like, damn it, I'm still here holding this piece of crap, and this is why it's just not a good thing, in my opinion. And maybe someday this thing will start to howl with the rest of the dogs, but right now it's back in the pack, and it's not showing any indication that it's going to come out. But it's going to go much lower than this. So if I'm to make any kind of just morbid predictions for you, I can make a super easy one just based on standard TA right here, right there. I will go so far as to probably even drop it. Yeah, definitely. Let me go back and recant that just a little bit here. Hang on just a second. I want to make sure I'm dead on. Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, she's going right on down there. So 039, basically just a shave under 4 cents, and that's not it for the rest of the move either, kids. So, if you guys are holding this for some sort of grand payoff, please pay attention to what I just showed you, because Digibyte is not going to reverse fortune anytime soon. There's just nothing. I'll take it a step further, because I haven't done this on live stream for quite a long time. So I'm a big user of channels. I like to use channels to kind of keep my eyeballs kind of straight, make sure that my beliefs and my charting is spot on. I can run that all the way back here if I wanted to. I like to kind of, isn't it fascinating? It picks up, we go up and we go back down, we can still pick up. So we're walking inside of this downward channel. So when you look at it with this perspective, and we probably will pick that up a little bit further over here. So we smack this line, this channel. So we'll probably intersect right here. So is there any belief now that you see the way that I'm looking at this, that Digibyte's going to wake up and reverse fortune? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So Digibyte is the gift that keeps on taking at this point. At this point in time. Therapy is an understatement. Thank you, Carlos. Glad to have all you guys with me here. So we're up to 63 people in the stream. That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys for spending your evenings with me. I know you got better things to do than to listen to me just screw around on YouTube, but it's fun. It's fun. So, all right. So let's go ahead and look at something where some money is. Let's talk about something where the big boys should be. So I told you that I thought that this thing was going to be probably not following the pack down. It's not going to be swirling around the toilet like the rest. Now, I told you that here. I showed you a couple downs. We achieved it. We hit the bottom exactly where I showed you. And we rebounded, and we've been going up ever since. So there was your bottom. That's as good as it ever got. Now, I fall very short, very shy of saying it's time to buy, guys. I have to get as close to that line as possible without making recommendations, because I don't make financial recommendations. But I'm looking at this kind of going, yeah, I kind of like that. Kind of like it. Kind of like it a lot. And so I kind of suggested to you that if I were in the market, this is what I would be assessing. Now, I'm not buying Theta because I don't have any money, but this is what I'm telling you is I like this right here. I mean, I liked it a hell of a lot more back here, but we're, again, back to that playing the cards that you're dealt. We're playing this deck of cards. We're not playing this deck of cards right here. This is the deck of cards. This is the hand that we're being dealt. What you gonna do? So what I'm telling you is take a look at this. We got an upward channel. We're in the lower part of the channel. We tasted out to this line right here, came back up in the channel. So where are we going from here? Highly likely we're going to spend some time here. We're going to get up in here, and off we go. Off we go. We have spent too much time fiddling around down in the $10, under $10 range. We got business to do with this thing. This thing is 3.0. Mainnet 3.0 is coming out. We've seen evidence that there was a big run-up in T-Fuel, and I explained to you why that run-up in T-Fuel is so vitally important to the second narrative, which we're looking at here. T-Fuel was the stockpiling of the gas to make the move, to make the purchase. That's been done. That's been achieved. T-Fuel is done. Now we're talking. Everybody is ready. Everybody right now, my gut feeling is posing and poising, waiting for a little bit more pullback. I don't see it coming. I really don't see it coming. Now I have a call right here. I'm going to swap this. Because I haven't updated this for a while. I'm not really going to call that something I'm going to back right now. It's possible. How could we hit this? Probably on a wick or a black swan event. So this is why it's got to be gray. I'm not suggesting anyone holds from here to here, because I don't think it's going to happen. But if it happens, I'm showing you where it's going to happen too. And so from here to the bottom arrow is 47%. See why I say it's black swan event? Theta ain't dropping no 47%. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Also, it's not going to be dropping. Not going to be dropping 40%. So just clear your mind of the prospect that that's going to happen. I believe what's going to happen is if we get black swan crash event, I'll concede. Yes, we will hit this. We'll probably come down here to the bottom part just under this red box. Probably try and let's go ahead and put a new box in here. The worst I could truly honestly see it happening is maybe being in this. Let's make it a slightly different color box so we can differentiate a little bit. Let's give that one a little bit more cherry. The lowest I can see that going is about here. Now, watch how the numbers probably play out. That would be a 27% to a 35% drop. You guys know where I stand on those numbers. Fairly conceivable. ISIS just did a recalc right now, live on air. So let's take a look at the new calculations and see where we're at. Yeah, still holding strong. Still looking good. Still looking good. If anything, usually when you see these lines packed real close together like that, it means get ready. We're going up. So as I see this, let's go ahead. Now we're going to have a little bit of a downturn for right now. If we stay, the alligator's rolling down, so we may dip out, but I don't really want to go on record just yet saying that we're gonna turn tail and drop, because it just really doesn't look like it. But broadly speaking, if a person took a position right now, which still in the broader narrative of things, $8.75 is not a bad price on Theta, given the fact of where it's been in recent times and where it's going in the not too far flung future. It's probably not a bad price. If I had money burning a hole in my pocket and I'm like, well, I'm going to jump in on Theta at some point in time, probably wouldn't be a bad time to just get it done. Quit trying to pick up a penny here, a penny there. Just get it done. My personal opinion. Now, where would we go from here? That's the exciting part. So, showed this on live stream last time. I had to almost scratch my head to kind of think, am I full of crap or not? do I really know what I'm talking about? The answer to this is no, I'm not, because I can give you the kind of the medium term rise, very very easily, very easily, probably up to, let's just go ahead and back it off. Probably the top of that channel right there is not gonna bother me too much to give you that call. And I'm not gonna make it yellow because I don't see that happening immediately. But this move from where we're at here, top of the channel, that's 39. Let's just call it 40. That's 40%. Now I don't mean we're moonshotting in one straight wick. I mean we're gonna meander our way up 40% from where we're at. So what I'm suggesting to you, don't look at Theta as a flipper coin. My personal opinion on it, Theta was never supposed to be a flipper coin, insofar as I'm concerned. If you're gonna get in Theta, understand what you're buying and hold it, man. Don't be cashing out at 40% because woohoo, I made 40%. Realize you're looking at a coin here that we have predicted is probably coming up in the 48. Well, what did I say? 36. 48 to 60 months, I believe. Not too far, less than 5 years. $3,500, folks, per coin. $3,500. And if you're buying at $8.75 and you're trying to pull 40% profits out of this and selling it and telling everybody what a baller you are, you're about the biggest fool I've ever met. Because all you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot. All you're doing is turning coins and creating tax events, as far as I'm concerned. The idea that basically let's examine this. Every once in a while I kind of get in school mode. Let's examine the stupidity of that, or the non-wisdom of that. So let's assume we got a 40% move on Theta right now. All right, so let's use the standard buy-in and sell-out fees. Let's go ahead and make that 3.5% to get in, 3.5% to get out. 7%. Just to do the deed is 7%. All right? Subtract 7% from 40. What do you end up with? You end up with what? I'll let you guys do the math. I'm going to force you guys to do the math. So there's that. Now, there's no guarantee yet we're going up that high. Now, if the tax man tags you, which he will, make no mistake about it, you just made a short-term capital gain. I'll speak from an American standpoint. You get tagged as much as, if you're in a non-corporate scenario, as much as 50%. So you can subtract from $40, 7% of that. Leave yourself the quote-unquote profit, and then divide that by 50. And then tell me what you get for a number. Not all that impressive of a move, is it? So this is why I tell you, be careful with these things that, all that glitters is not gold, okay? So to hold this thing long term, and in the future we'll talk about how you're going to hold an XRP. This is what we talk an awful lot about with the diamonds and the platinums. You guys have heard me say this stuff on live streams before, but we are going to start having much more intense discussions with the platinums and the diamonds, because those folks are moving a lot of money around, and I want to make sure that they're not doing anything stupid that's going to have to give away half of it to Uncle Sam, because he ain't going to do anything smart with it. So better to keep all of it and shelter it and be able to grow it. Let your money make your money. So what you do when you hold an asset like this, like an asset like XRP, like an asset like XLM, is you borrow against it. You let it grow, and then you borrow against it, and you hold it infinity, forever. It's much like when you buy some apartments. There are some apartment builders that like to depreciate and sell their stuff off, but as I see it, this stuff doesn't depreciate. So you hold it forever and you borrow against it at a much lower rate than it would be if you got taxed like a 50% return on your money, right? So, all right. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on to the stuff. Every once in a while, I kind of get on my little tangents. So I always like to kind of open you guys' eyes a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at T-Fields. As I said, this thing. I told you, I asked, did you guys play the green box? I drew that box when we were clear down here. I said, we're going to hit the green box. Oh, we did. We came up, hit the green box, top of the green box exactly. Came down, dropped right to the AI line, rejected. We come back up into the green box. Now, where do we go from here? Easy. Very, very easy. From here, we're going to continue to go right on up. Actually, I'm gonna leave this open-ended, because I really don't put a call on this, because I don't want to put a call on this, because I think it's actually going up higher than anything I would show you. So here's what I'm going to suggest to you, is I'm not going to be surprised, not at all surprised, in the not too far future. We're going to be right up in this area here, and there's a good case for it. I can show you that if I'm just pulling just rough TA and throwing it right there, look at that. We're already just super easy. We're already up in that box, and that's a move from here to here of 20 to 20. Let's just call it 25%. 25%. Now, you guys that subscribe to the charts, you know every single day I can find 25% profits on charts every single day. So you guys that are leverage trading, there's no reason. There's no reason. This system can scare up 20 to 25% returns every single day. And as we get to the bottom of the market and start going up, 25% is going to be easy to do. 30, 40, 50%, 60, 75% daily returns as we start to come out of this nasty bottom are going to be insane daily events. So get ready for it. So don't try to grab a little short-term glory and give away the entire historical move. Just don't do anything dumb like that. But anyway, in the short term, so not suggesting, I don't suggest to people buy or sell. You do what you want to do. But we are looking at a situation where I'm telling you, we've achieved the marks that were laid out, and so we're back in the green box. We're basically retesting the green box. We're very, very believably in it. So now we're moving on to higher highs. So we've got I wouldn't call that an Adam and Eve, but it's kind of. This is kind of a sharp V. That's a cupish formation. That's what we call an Adam and Eve. And so that would put us right up here into this box. Yeah, Heidi, if you're just coming in on the stream, basically I expect is to kind of bottom and kind of keep us down there, kind of going, well, is this it? Is this it? Is it going to get better now, right? And we're all going to look at each other and kind of go, is this ever going to turn around? And so I think they're going to slam it to the floor and leave it there for a while until everybody just decides, well, no bounce, I'm getting out. I'm just going to book my losses and stuff. And then when they've gotten everybody out that they think they can, there's just no more optimism and no more holders, and the last of the diehards that just won't sell no matter what are still holding. Then they'll take it and they'll start heading north with it. And with it, I mean everything, market, the whole thing. So VeChain, again, let's go ahead and talk about that. You guys are drifting in and out of the chat, so I want to make sure you guys that are just kind of here for a couple minutes with us understand what's going on. So we're having a giveaway for 5,000 VeChain donated by one of our followers, our fans, that'd like to give you 5,000 VeChain to be able to give away to help you guys grow. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate the donation. And we're going to be giving that away on July 1st during our live stream, July 1st. All you got to do in order to qualify to get into the live drawing is just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. No cost to be in there, no charge and something like that. If you guys are serious about looking for a new home, a new community to be a part of that's serious, not a bunch of video game kids that are just posting stupid crap and wasting your time and not giving you any information, we don't allow that in our Discord. We're a group of, I would like to say we're a group of 30 years and older in the group. We do have some younger guys, but they do behave themselves. So we're a responsible, mature group of people that have a unified agreement that we're here to make money and kind of make friends and kind of be like-minded. So that's what we're at. We're a small but very powerfully organized group, and we are getting bigger by the day. Thank you very much for all you guys that are joining us. So again, if you'd like to join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, you may do that, and you would get a chance to win 5,000 VeChain. So if you guys like the charts that I'm using, the AI-powered charts, they're powered by our automated intelligence system called ISIS and our other one called Anubis. You can do that at fibicharts.com. Head over there to those guys. Those guys pick up off of my charts, and you can do that at fibicharts.com. All right, so here's the giveaway boy himself. So here was a really crazy call I put in. Everybody thought, you're nuts. Not so much. Hit it. I love a good I told you so. I love a good I told you so. And so gloating might be possibly one of the best One of the most satisfying things in the world, short of sex. The older you get, anyway. So this was a call that went in, and it basically hit exactly. And so I stepped away from it for a little bit, and obviously it dipped a little bit, went back up into the same exact region. I threw down another call, and I think we're headed that direction. So where we're at is we're basically operating in. I'll stretch this channel out later on, but we're basically in the top part of this channel. If we were to kind of take this channel and kind of continue it on a little bit, we're in that channel, and once we kind of get in there and start to play around on the half, we'll capitulate, we'll go lower. So I do firmly believe, let's go ahead and talk percentages. Like I said, the rest of the market, I have a target box kind of in this generalized area. It's a pretty tall call, but I believe we could probably pull it off. Pardon my noise in the background again. It's getting better in here. I haven't thought about the peanut oil explosion for like the last 15 minutes, so it's kind of calming down in here a little bit. You guys, that's kind of an inside story. You guys that were not on the live stream when I first started the show, my master cook's son, who is the author of over 40 professional cookbooks, and he's a world-class chef, had a little bit of a boo-boo in our kitchen where he nuked a stir-fry thing and dropped about 3 cups of oil on a boiling hot burner and sent a mushroom cloud all over five bedrooms, living room, and everything. And there's a light glazing of peanut oil, of generic peanut oil, all over every damn thing in this house, including yours truly. So I've got the windows open. So if you're hearing trains and Harleys and birds and whatever, that's the reason why I'm sitting by an open window here. So not normal to the broadcast. So bear with me. So he made a rookie mistake is what I'm saying. All right, but as far as the drop goes here, from where we're at here down to the green, green's going to be a first stop-off point on the road. It's only a 14% drop, and I believe this weekend is easily doable. And to get into this box here, we're talking 25. So will we get into this box? I can't believe we wouldn't. I can't believe we wouldn't, because a 30% drop in what we're getting ready to face is going to put you from 25% to 35%. And so if you get yourself a chance, if you miss the chance to win 5,000 VeChain, well, hell, even if you do get the VeChain, you are the winner. 5,000, in my opinion, shouldn't be all your own into this, because it's just too good of an investment. This has been heavily endorsed by China. It's been heavily endorsed by the third largest shipper in the world, which is DHL, has rolled this project. And this has come on much faster than I expected, because I told the group, I don't really expect this thing to start really getting legs for a couple of years, because the economy has to turn around. This is an economy-based coin, but I wasn't thinking in terms of like a shipper. Things ship, good economy, bad economy, no matter what. And so it's running ahead of the schedule. And it's definitely running ahead of my expectations. So go. But meanwhile, right now, the market's tanking. So we have a fantastic opportunity to buy this stuff at rock bottom prices. And when this thing turns, Anubis, our AI system, is telling us $7, folks. 36 to 48 months, $7. $7 on a coin that potentially could sag down as low as 6 cents. Maybe more. That's an outrageous return on your money over 36 to 48 months. Outrageous. So some of the guys, like some of the guys that are in the smaller, poorer countries and stuff that are listening to the sound of my voice and stuff like this, you guys have so very little to invest. I want to single you out, and I don't hand advice, even in countries other than my own. However, I want you guys to really pay attention to this one, because you're not going to get a seat at the table for Bitcoin. You're not going to get a seat at the table for Litecoin, possibly for Ethereum. Doesn't matter. You don't need it. As I see it, VeChain can be life-changing for you folks. For everybody, really. But VeChain, for you guys that are in the Philippines, are in South Africa, that are in Jamaica, that are in Thailand, Taiwan, Korea, the places that I'm talking to folks every single day that are part of our Discord, Pakistan, India, my God, to own just a small bag of this, even if the money that you can get will affect your family greatly in a positive way. And I would love to be a part of helping that happen for you. So do give serious consideration to VeChain as if it's your one and done purchase. My personal belief is this may be the winner for you. Might have to wait for a little while, but good things come to those who wait. Jay, she just graduated high school. Congratulations, bud. Congratulations. All right. So the question, Chase, is did you get all A's? Where are you at? Are you an academic or did you just skate by? Tell the truth. We're all watching you. Are you a good student or a sucky student? Ironically, you guys, I graduated high school early. I graduated very early. I'm one of those weird kids that was too young to go to high school, and I did. So, not bad, not bad. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano here. 3.4 in this day and age, 3.4 GPA, it makes you about damn near genius if some of the kids that I bump across anymore. you wonder if they can tie their own shoes, So Cardano is so there was a call that actually should have. I apologize, I didn't get my updating on that one. Should have actually been updated long ago. So Cardano is actually still going down. So I just kind of jump ahead in the narrative here. I do see Cardano going to under $1, probably about 95 cents. Just kind of spoiler alert on that. Let's go ahead and show you the next move down, though. And then the next move down is going to be a big one right there. As I told you, these things are going to start accelerating like a on the hill. It's going to get faster and faster and bigger and bigger. So these moves are going to go from 10% to 15% to 25%. Oh, Jesus. Every time you look at the thing, oh, my God. It's just going to keep going and going and going. And that's definitely not a green move. So where your next target marker is, $1.21. But that is not the end of the narrative. Like I told you, I expect this thing to probably fall down into the 95-cent range. So I'm gonna hold tight on that. Now we could come down even lower. So let's just go ahead and pull tape and see how we doing on the grand plan. 33%. Easy peasy. It's coming. It's coming. So Polkadot, same thing. So Polkadot's kind of dove out of that channel. And again, this is a beautiful touch off right here. Again, another call, smacked right on the AI line, right inside the box. We're rejected. I think now we're going to kind of walk along that a little bit, and then we're going to find our way down the next drop. So what's the next drop? I'm just going to steal this arrow right here because it's already been played out. So we can make this. Let's just go way out there and see. There's lots of calls that can be made on this. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing here. This is not a one and done drop call. I'm just going to take you all the way to the bottom with what I can tell you is very possible. Yeah, that's about right. It's about right. So the next call that is likely to play out, let's be a little bit more safe and sane here with this. The next call that's likely to play out with this. A little early for 4th of July. I'm getting fireworks outside already. They just legalized fireworks where I'm at, so everybody, kids with new toys, they're getting an early start. Every night for like the last week or so, I hear fireworks going off around about this time. It's 10:30 at night. I'm running a little bit later, so. All right, so around about here, we're looking at our next drop off, and this is going to be a series of a couple of moves because this is a pretty violent drop. But you're looking at about a 15% drop. Not violent, but it's going to take a while. It's not just going to be a drop like that. But we're heading that direction, definitely. All right, Zill's one we want to talk about. So I'm going to fly through this because I don't want to be up late here. So it's 10 o'clock. I gotta finish airing this house out and get the rest of the peanut oil off of everything. I got it all over my keyboard. And I can feel it on my desk and everything else. It's really bad. All right, so I need to kind of extend this off just a little bit, and let's check and see where we're at. So we're waiting for this arrow right here, this bad boy, to play out, and it's coming. It's coming real soon. I imagine probably the next real true move we see is probably going to be that move that's going to finally realize this drop right here. Yeah, as I see it, I would believe that. So from about here to about where we're at now, 14, again, there's another 14 and 14.86 drop. But to get from where we're at into or on or around, top of the box is 22.8%, bottom of the box is 35%. So we're very, very close, folks. So you guys that are ZIL fans, and we do have a stop off there with a yellow that's been double confirmed. So we'll probably bounce off of this slightly above this one AI line here, slightly above the red box before we finally break through. But you guys that are fans of ZIL, that want to get a little bit more ZIL, and I don't blame you for wanting to do it because it's a very solid project. It's coming. We're looking very, very, we've got kind of, I won't call that a double top, but we've tested lower. We're making every bit of the case that lower. We just keep going, as with all the rest of these. Gonna skip these because when things start to pick up speed and start to be a little bit more interesting on the upshot of this, I'll start covering this because I always cover all these 4 DeFi exchanges, but 1inch is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. Big believer in the project because I think that, my God, it's just got so much going for it. There's the call, there's the hit, there's the call, there's the hit. And so we are now waiting to slam into the box, and that's coming. Next move that we are going to see is going to be exactly this move right up in here, right there. That's your next move. So where's this going? We're eyeballing $1.75, and we'll check into the $1.75 and see where we're at. But $1.75 is my ultimate bottom call. We'll check it out and see. I mean, again, we're playing the cards that are being played. I mean, we're not trying to play 5 decks ahead of the shoot. You know what I'm saying? So I see a good case for $1.75. Doesn't mean I'm all in at $1.75. Doesn't mean anybody should be all in at $1.75 because there might be more to go that we don't even see coming out of left field. So we want to make sure we don't overcommit or undercommit. All right, Bancor, the swing coin. Oh baby, this is just getting more and more and more appealing every single time I do a live stream. So there's the call. We're waiting for it. The next move will be a hit on this arrow, and then some, by the way, and then some. So there's the last call that I did on live stream. Gave you a really aggressive marker going down. We hit it, blasted right through it. Actually, not ironically, but not surprising at all. We hit the call, and actually you have to kind of understand when well, you missed it. No, I really didn't. We came down. What you're not seeing is the little jiggle pause that happened. See, there it is right there. It came down, and so that was a hit. It came down, jiggled around, and then continued on. So this is the actual call right here, and we did hit it exactly, dead on. And so we fell down to the AI line, we bounced up, came up to the next AI line, dropped back down to the AI line again. So this is demonstrating once again, hit, hit, hit. It just, these lines don't mess around, folks. This is how you pick your plays. This is how you book your profits and protect yourself from your losses. This is indeed why we call this the unfair advantage, because it is something that you just will not get with Fibonacci lines. You won't get it with anything else because this is something that's unique strictly to what we do here. Now, where are we going from here? We are going down, no surprise. So from here to here, we're going to take that, we're going to stick that right in the armpit. Oftentimes I don't float these things between AI lines, but I will because there's a good reason for it. Double confirmation. See how that hit? Double confirmation. This, I didn't even know this was here, but it does not surprise me. Double confirmation. I like it when I pull something in that I didn't even know was there, and both predictions match. Can't get any more pure and proven out than that. And I'm calling that one a red. This one obviously is a red too. So we're just waiting for that to happen. So we achieved this one, got that one, nailed it, spot on. That's what we refer to as a ping. And so the next move we do down from where we're at here, down here, is a simple matter of a 5.35% drop. Think we can't make that happen? Oh, believe it, we can. Probably, maybe by the end of the night. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And if I'm looking at this and being real honest, probably by the time I'm done with this live stream, we're probably going to be hitting this. It really would not surprise me at all that we hit this. Because we're showing a strong pressure downward. We just have to pierce this AI line and get convincingly below it, and we'll be smacking this and probably continuing on down. We're seeing a roll to the red of the MACD. We're seeing an RSI that's depressed. The Bollinger Band is starting to widen, meaning something violent is about to happen. We are not that far away from the 200 EMA. As you guys know that understand my theories and my philosophies, I will allow a move of 15% before I start really thinking, I don't think it's going to hold. That's only 11% to the tip of that arrow. 15% puts you on the next AI line down. So with no degree of problem, we can get ourselves right down here, no problem. That doesn't mean that we're done with Bancorp, because I want this bad boy down in the basement. And because when this does, this is that iceberg thing that I talked about. When this thing turns and starts shooting, this sucker is going to go, and it's going to take all the money with it up top. So you know, I fall very short because I get excited about this and say you got to buy this, but you know, the reality is understand what you're looking at here. You're looking at something that's had. Look at the upshot. Look at the upshot. I mean, it's been clear up here as high as I mean, look at this. It just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. I mean, look at all this recent historical. We've been all the way up as high as $8.43, and now we're clear down here, heading lower, getting down into the $2.95 range, anywhere inside this box right here. If we hit this thing right here and you make a grab on this and you just get a grip on yourself and wait, profit is coming, folks. It's coming. It just, you know, pardon my English, it just can't not. And that's the reality of the situation. That's how investing 101 works. You buy it at the bottom, you buy low, you sell high. We are, as I've said many times on the stream, I'll go ahead and say it again on this stream for the first time for listeners, is we are in the bottom, the bearish part of a bullish market. We know it's going up, but for some reason we have not started the motion up. But we can see in the broader trend that we are indeed heading up. And so we are in this market is a gift to those that know how to play it. It's a gift to someone that has the proper tools, such as our charts. It's a gift to someone who's liquid, who's got the money to be able to buy it. And you know, you take a position now, it could affect you years into the future in a positive way. If you have the amount of scratch to be able to throw down, if you take the proper position, if you can get a grip on yourself to hold it long enough to let it really yield for you, 100, 200, 500, 900. 2,000%, whatever. Some of these coins are going to be absolutely life-changing from the move that we are currently setting up for right now. Why is BNB not BNB? I just don't have enough focus. There's not enough me to go around. There's the coins that we track. It's a little more complicated answer than that. You have to understand that a certain percentage of my viewership is American, a vast amount. So I take, you know, I like the coins. Now, I'll give you a good example, like Telcoin, for example. We're going to be adding Telcoin to the Platinum group. And Telcoin, Red Bear is getting ready to do a talk with us on Monday Night Crypto. If not this Monday Night Crypto chat, the next one. We're going to be discussing Telcoin. One that we're extremely excited about, happy to bring to the platinum charts and the diamond charts, and Bear seems to think it's pretty good. Bear would know. He does the research. Now, my job is to prove it, to show it, to document it, and that's what I do. He's the research. I'm the explanation. I show the roadmap. He drives the car. I'm the one that charts the course, so to speak, if you want to look at it that way. And so. We don't have BNB on there just simply because it's not an easy coin for a certain aspect of our viewership to get. I tend to start with a core of what's available on Coinbase and then expand out, because bottom line is you know, I mean, if I'm featuring a whole bunch of coins that are just hard to get, then we get people that are frustrated because they can't get easy in and easy out. You know, they want to swing trade. Some of this stuff you just cannot. Like a Reef, which is a fantastic investment. You don't want to be swing trading Reef. You know, you don't want to be doing it. It's an ERC coin, 20 coin. You'll just get your ass handed to you in fees. So that's a buy and hold. So I will talk about a REEF, which is an ERC20 coin that's not easy to get. You have to kind of scratch in the dirt a little bit to be able to make a purchase on. But once you do, man, lock and load, wait it out. It's gonna be great. So we like to do a lot of things like a bank core, which is on on Coinbase and easy in, easy out and stuff like that. So it started that way back before we got serious about doing what we're doing. We started with the easy stuff that was easy to get a hold of. But the short answer is basically there's just not enough time in a day to track. I have a certain group of coins that I follow. Not to say that any of it excluded from the list. We rotate stuff in and out of the group all the time. So how is $7 VET even possible? Because the magic chicken bones say so. Because the AI system, because the statistical analysis that the AI systems produce show. I'm looking at stuff off screen that I can't show you guys. I don't mean to be testy about my methodology, but there's some stuff that's very, very unique to me. And if I even show it on screen, there's some smart people out there that watch. They see what I do, and they're going to copy what I do, and I ain't giving away my special sauce. No, thank you. I worked very, very hard on this program, and I'm not giving away my internal secrets that devised this very unique program. But suffice it to say that I'm using about 100 terabytes of data that says so. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into making a prediction like that. So it's not an offhanded comment. So I want to get down here what's crossing my mind. Chills. Speaking of what just got listed on Coinbase, we're going to start talking about Chills. It's just a funky little coin. And I told you on live stream, we are going to hit this. We are going to hit this mark. Bravo. Bravo. We did it. Just exactly like I told you we would. I told you when we were up here on live stream, we're going to come down into this circle. And it's exactly what we did. So this is the power of the ISIS system. So now we're banging between the two AI lines. Where do we go from here? Let me show you. And I hinted that we were going to be going down this low. I just didn't want to let the cat out of the bag and say, completely just yet we're going to go down low. Undeniably, you can see we're having a very sharp push down in the alligator. We don't have the MACD and RSI stuff for data on here yet. But nonetheless, this thing, I don't need to have all that to know. I know how to read these charts, but we're headed down. So Chills, what's up with Chills? I don't even know what Chills is. I don't care. I can show you the charts. I can show you the motion. Again, as I've made the case innumerable times, it does not matter what this is a chart of. I can tell you what it's going to do. That's just the nature of this program. And so what we're looking at now, why would we go here? Well, here's the interesting thing that I can kind of teach you guys while I'm looking at this. I'll tell you very, very easy, because we have something called confluence right here. Again. And again, and again, and again, and probably over and over and over again. Probably, yeah, again. That's a super, super good drop-off point. So can you believe in that? Oh, that's probably the most solid thing I've seen all night for a believable call. So you can expect we're going to come down there, and I bet you we're not going to exactly pierce that and drop. We're probably going to spend a little time, making some motions and going sideways, kind of like this, because we're going to have to test this several times before we pierce this AI line. But we are going, make no mistake about it, from where we're at here to here. Now, let's just look at this thing. Don't know anything about this coin, but I'm going to give you some probabilities. Let's take a look at the general gestalt here, the general flavor of this. We have a mildly upwardly trending coin. Fair enough. So that doesn't mean anything from the crash. If you're looking at this and you go, okay, we got a mildly uptrending coin in a crash. I mean, that is impressive. I mean, the only one that comes to mind right now that fits that bill is Solana. And Solana is just ain't giving it up, and it's not going away. It has taken a recent beating a little bit, but Solana has survived a lot of downturn. I'm looking at this, don't know what it is. I mean, we did have a drop, make no mistake about it, but recently we have a slight upturn. So it begs the question, why does this kind of tend to be more optimistic than pessimistic when I can find you any number of charts that do exactly that and more in the opposite direction? It's a provocative question. So the question is really is where could we potentially go from here? Well, we can kind of basically pull a little bit of basic information, see if we can find some consolidation, which I'll give you right there. So if I was just to kind of more or less chart this out loosely, I would tell you that I would expect perhaps by the time the next 100 hours rolls around, we could probably be from here to the bottom of that channel, which is, by the way, I'll talk about the intercept. It's 16-70% drop. What's so special about the bottom of that channel? Well, it is the bottom of the channel, of course, but there's something else magical that happens down here. Now, as I've explained to you guys, the green lines, I'm gonna actually program in a different color for the true Fibonacci lines, because some of you guys want to know the differentiation between the AI ISIS lines and a true Fibonacci retracement line. The true Fibonacci retracement lines are green. Rarely, and I do mean rarely, once in 10,000 times, does an AI line overlay a Fibonacci because they're just not that accurate. They're just not. And compared to the ISIS lines, and what you'll oftentimes find is you'll find a Fibonacci line sometimes kind of close to maybe possibly another line, like to a AI line. When I see something like this, not a rule, oftentimes it plays out 75 to 80% of the time. When you see a double line like this, what I would tell you is you can expect it to have a extra special magnetic quality to it in a downward or upward scenario. And the reason I say that is because there's two mathematic expressions coming together to cast an opinion on the probabilities, meaning the bots are thinking something's going to be in this general area. Fibonacci, true Fibonacci, is thinking something's going to come in this area. We have sort of consensus. We have the grouping of two different mathematical computations coming together in a tight formation. Ergo, we also have a channel, which we can't deny is going to be at play. So when we have three things coming together at once, we have A, B, C. That's got my attention. Now, when we plug that into standard TA and we start to look, we say, okay, can we possibly go out? Let's reverse engineer this. This is the fun. I always like to do these things backwards. Let's reverse engineer this and see if we can find a backwards story that'll prove that I'm right about this, or that'll support the notion that I'm right about this. So hang on just a second here. I have to get my proper alignment. There we go. All right, so we are on this line here, down here. So let's assume this is a move we call velocity. This distance will play out somewhere. So let's go in the narrative using standard TA and try to make this thing fit somewhere that we can understand, is this really going to happen? Well, I've already kind of shown you that it can. Watch the magic. So if we touch right here on this line right here, and we go up here and zoom right in, hang on, let me get right here on this. This is, you guys that are fans of the broadcast, you know what an opening move and a closing move is. An opening move is a big move made by computers that have to turn around and do something and then undo it. And I'll give you a real quick explanation so you guys that don't know what I'm talking about. Computers have something in the form of an OCD. When they make a move, they'll do whatever, and then they'll do the exact same thing in the opposite or the up direction. Happens all the time. So we got this big blast here that never happened. We got a bunch of blah, 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 what's going to happen. We never had what I would define as a closing move. A closing move is exactly from that to this, basically this confluence right in this general area, which is exactly this distance right here. You can see it from right here to right there. It's an exact match. So here's your opening move. Here's your closing move. Where can we plug it in? Well, we haven't seen it yet. We haven't closed the move yet. But if it's funny, doing a little detective work, if we're going to go down here and we're going to believe that what I just told you is true, we are here, we could go there, we have resolution waiting to play out, and we can plug it in, and what do you know? Perfect fit. That's how this system works. It's just a detective story. If you guys like puzzles, this is the ultimate puzzle. It's a puzzle that just never stops being solved. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a BART, Peter. A BART, this would be a BART to here if it stopped. Well, actually, it really wouldn't even be. I see a lot of things in this formation, and I'm sure you understand charting enough to know what I'm talking about. What I see here is I see a lot of things that didn't play out. I see a head and shoulders, possibly. I see, like you said, possibly a BART, but not as much, which could have ended with a closing move right there. I see kind of a pseudo head and shoulders that just didn't really play out. So this is what they do. They throw these formations because they know the TA guys are out there going, these guys think that this is a head and shoulders. Let's take it and send it down, or let's take it and send it the opposite direction. So my opening and closing move is something that I've never heard anybody even express anything like that quite. It's just something like a J hook, like a couple of these other things that are unique to me. I'm just pattern recognition is just something that I do, and I spotted this probably 3/4 of a year ago, and I've been testing the theory, and it plays out flawlessly all the time. And so again, getting back to this, we will end up right down here in the paint. And so when this ends up playing out, now it won't be a straight drop. I'm just telling you that the assurity that you have that we will see this drop is magnified by the fact that you have all this past confluence, past historical moves. You've got double AI and Fibonacci. You've got trench bottom. There's a lot of feel good right here, and that's not that far of a drop to begin with. When you get from right here to right here, you're only talking about less than a 17% drop. Easy to do. Easy to do. Now, chills. Now, will it go even further? Assuredly, it will. Why? Because, it's just shitcoin. It is. I mean, what is it good for? Can anybody tell me what it is without cheating and doing homework on it? I don't know. Is this going to be the next world-changing coin? Highly improbable. It's shitcoin price. If it has its day in the sun, so be it. Whatever. I would be looking at this for the easy turn. Buy it at the bottom, cheap type thing. Get it at 10 cents, 15 cents, whatever the hell the bottom is on this thing. Let's go ahead and kind of figure that out. So if we're dropping 40% conservatively from where we're at, where's that put us at? 40% would put us in the neighborhood of about penny and 3/4. Okay, so if we're at a penny and 3/4 for chills, that might very well signal the bottom or close enough. So if you can pick up chills at a penny and 3/4 on Coinbase, by the way, folks, this is the selling pitch for this. So this is, I guess, what I would do if I were maybe a bottom feeder. I don't mean to say that as an insult. If I were somebody that just wanted to, likes to buy shit coins, pick it up at, I'm sorry, I didn't mean a penny. I meant 1.75, 17.5 cents. I didn't mean a penny. 0.170. Yeah, I better define my terms. Apologies for that if I confused any of you guys. If I wanted to pick that up at 17.5 cents, and then just let it ride till it starts to go up, which assuredly it will, because everything's going to go up when the market gets a breath of fresh air, you could make yourself 100, 200, 300% on this thing. But don't go heavy. Don't be betting the farm. Don't be betting your rent money or your car payment or your kid's college fund or anything stupid like that. But it's an easy play to make from an observational standpoint, because you could put the order in right now for sub 2 cents on this thing on Coinbase. If it happens, then come back and thank me. If it doesn't happen, publicly mock me. I deserve it. But I don't think you're gonna. And so if it happens and comes down there, then snag. You got it. You don't have to be awake for it. Like the gentleman was saying, am I going to have to stay up all night? You wouldn't have to on a play like this, because you just enter your order, let it happen, and then when it's ready, good to go, you can just go ahead and you're locked and loaded. You can go ahead and start watching the charts for the upward, or you might just say, okay, I'm just going to pick a number out of air that represents a 300% return. Pick that number and just enter it and never acknowledge it again until you get the acknowledgement from Coinbase saying, hey, you just been cashed out. So hang tight just a second, guys. I'm going to kill the microphone here. I've got an issue where apparently my air conditioner is kicked on because my son has got the peanut oil explosion down to a maintainable level, and so my air conditioner is running and pumping out my windows. So hang on just a second. Let me shut a couple windows, and I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for hanging with me. Or you do these long broadcasts, things come up during the broadcast. You just got to kind of deal with. So, all right. So, okay, if you guys are new to the live stream here, just real quick, if you guys would like a chance to win 5,000 VeChain, we'd love to have you do that. So simply, how in order to qualify to do that, just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Don't need to buy anything, don't need to sign up for anything. Just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free Discord crypto group, and basically we just want to have you come in, check us out, see what we have to offer, and be a part of our community. We're a very rapidly growing community. We're adding subscribers left and right. Our YouTube channel is just blowing up, and we can't thank you guys enough for spending the time with us, and love to have your success stories come in and have you guys tell us about the stuff you're doing, the profits you're making. I mean, we've had people buying houses, buying cars, paying off mortgages, paying off credit cards. Life-changing stuff is happening right now. I mean, and that's the amazing and very, very compelling thing about this is every single day that I'm in this, doing this for you guys are reporting your latest successes, and that's what spurs me on to do what I do. So, I mean, it's fun to be a part of something where I know I'm changing lives. I love it. I love it. Can't get enough of it and want the group to be bigger. So, by the way, as long as I'm on that topic, if you guys would do me a favor here to help me grow the channel, if you want to grab my video tag and share it with your social media, and of course, obviously, like, subscribe, and please thumbs up. We appreciate it. That jiggles the algorithm a little bit, helps us share the love, and make sure everybody knows what's going on, because if you don't thumbs up for me, I'm not going to get found by the folks that need my help or need my opinions, I guess, or want to factor my opinions into what they do, because there's a lot of bad advice out there in crypto land, especially in YouTube. So I'm on a one-man mission to eradicate as much of that. So I do see an awful lot of that. A lot of you guys, I hear this in the stories that are coming in. You guys are telling me, yeah, I was part of this group or that group, and it's just an absolute debacle. I've lost just amazing 5-figure amounts of money. I mean, enough to buy my first house was $57,000. Some of you guys have lost enough money to buy me 2 houses. Back in the day, my first little 2-bedroom bungalow house I lived in was a $57,000 house, and I hear that some of you guys are losing more money in a trade than it took me to pay off a 30-year mortgage as a kid. That's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't want to see that happen. I want to see you guys not get trade sickness, not make stupid decisions. At least be educated. It's not my job to tell you to pull the trigger. It's my job to show you where the target is. It's up to you to pull your trigger at a good target, not just the next thing that floats by. So, okay. So anyway, back to this. Let's go ahead and get on this here, because the time's a wasting. So we're running a little bit later than we normally do. Normally we've been running from about 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And we back in the day, some of you guys are old scores, we used to run 8 hours until 3-4 o'clock in the morning. We can't do that anymore now. I've got people in the house that I keep awake with my loud voice. So we can't be doing those 3 o'clock in the morning broadcasts anymore, as much as I know some of you guys like. But we will still get through the rest of this. So let's go ahead and talk Doge. Let's talk Doge. So there was a call. So there was the call. I told you. I love these ones that just go completely the opposite and turn around and just surprise everybody. So I threw that call in there, and it went like this, and it went up, and I said the second one. There it is. And sure enough, we came around in a short period of time, and we hit exactly on that. And then we wicked down to the AI line, so now we're waiting for the next one down. Now, where are we going from there? Very easily, I told you guys, Crypto Rich, who is our big multi-million-dollar Doge superstar, he's waiting. He's waiting, as are some of the diamonds, as are some of the platinums. They're waiting. They're salivating, waiting for the buy box zone or below. And when it comes, they're going to pull the trigger, and there's going to be a rush of cash like you never thought you'd ever see it at Doge. Anywhere, in my personal opinion, anywhere under 25 cents represents a decent percentage of the iceberg, where there's more profit above than loss below. And so I started getting comfortable at 25 cents. I've long been a proponent of stay the hell out of this thing. If it's anything above 30 cents, and how many times would I have been right about that? How many times have we gone up and then down and up and then down, and crushing your hopes? Oh, I thought I had it, and it takes it away again. So I was right by telling you guys, stay out of this thing. Stay out of it. If you don't take a position below 25 cents, in my personal opinion, you're making a stupid move, because I do believe it's going to go to $1, but you know, how long is it going to stay there? Ooh, that's a dicey one. You know, I believe we're going to hit $1 and then bounce right back off. Maybe probably drop all the way to 70 cents, 60 cents. Who knows? Who knows? But you don't want to be none of that. You want to be buying it smart enough that at least you could double your money if you have to, and that would be a 25-cent call. You can get out at 50 cents and still say I made 100% return on this damn ass coin. You know, so there's that. Now I do believe it will go higher. You know, $2. I'm starting to hear these fools start. $2 Doge. Yeah, there might be $10 Doge sometime. Okay, settle down. $10 Doge. You know, it gets down with $10 Doge. Again, I always like to haul out my bread theory. So if Doge is $10, what's a loaf of bread going to cost you? That $10 Doge does not impress me statically. I want to know what kind of world a $10 Doge is presented in. Probably not one you want to live in. So don't worry about those calls. They're not based in any world you want anything to do with. Okay. All right, so as far as the here and the now, where am I looking at? You know, we've got the, and I'm going to make that yellow. You know, we're going to just go ahead and make that a straight up red call. She's happening. And so when this thing comes down, it's going to come down to 27 cents, and then we'll just be watching on it as it burns its way down. And that deserves to be a yellow call at this point in time. We'll upgrade that to yellow. So we've already hit double confirmation. We hit it just swimmingly right there. There's a word you don't hear very often. So we hit that perfectly, and so now we're basically waiting for the next test down. Effectively, we're just basically waiting to kind of start kissing this box. There's really nothing to discuss until we hit and test the orange box. We're just waiting for that to happen, but it'll happen. Probably not going to surprise me if it happens here by late Sunday. And we are, by the way, the Asians are awake right now. For you guys that don't understand that reference, China is awake right now, has been for about an hour and a half. I'm wondering why we're not seeing more violent moves right now, to be honest. And so if anybody wants to look at the volumes on some of this stuff, and let me know, I can't do that on live stream because I don't have it. If you want to look at the average volumes into things like Bitcoin, has it gone up? Has it gone down? Because I have a feeling that we're about to see something. It seems eerily spooky that Asia has woke up on see, right now to them, it's a Saturday. It's ahead. It's Saturday night to them, or I'm sorry, it could be Sunday morning. They're what is it, 12, 13 hours ahead of me. So it's Friday night now. So it's Saturday morning to those guys. They just woke up and they're looking. So the guys that trade on the weekends are looking. The business people obviously aren't there, but the people that are waking up now on Saturday morning, maybe they slept in a little bit. But when they wake up and they look at something like a Dogecoin or something like an XRP or whatever, by noon their time, which is probably going to be about 2 hours from now, by and large, they're probably going to start taking positions. They're going to start moving this market one way or the other. And I would be compelled to probably tell you, down. I see nothing in this, that China or otherwise, that's going to push this thing and start sending it to the heavens. I mean, we're just not to that part in the narrative yet, guys. It's just not there. So we either go down now or down eventually, but make no mistake about it, down is what's happening. So let's go ahead and take a look at the little pup here. The little pup. You guys just love this stuff, and I swear. So this does not, this little thing right here. I mean, we've seen this many times. I mean, this was kind of a, well, what about this? Everything else is going down. What about this? What about it? It just gave 100% of it back. If you look at, this is what I told you. I told you when I saw this, I said I wasn't impressed with it, and sure enough, if you triangulate that, gave it all back. Much ado about nothing. And so really what you've got is you've got a triangle formation. So let's really show you what you're honest to goodness looking at. That is what looks to be a J hook, but I'm not going on record as that. It's not hooking deep enough to be a J hook. So this is just kind of trickling off the end, and I believe it'll start to do that. Now our first confluence is going to be right there because we've got it right here. So this thing will get back with the program and start dropping here pretty soon. Now we're kissing right on the 200, so we can go down considerably lower. Again, using my 15% analogy, that I don't ever mind. We can go 30. Don't get me wrong, but if we went 15%, well, that would bring us. Let's go a little bit further. If we went 17, 18%, that puts us top of box. That's not a super stretch move to go from the 200 EMA down to the top of this box, and then go a little bit further. If we want to go all the way, we can definitely go 24%. And now, would we go down there and turn around and go back up? Well, the EMA might come down a little bit. As you can see, it is arcing down. But to move from here to here, it's doable. It definitely is doable because we have seen moves away from the 200 EMA that hold for a short period of time, day and a half, 20, 30% away from the EMA. They don't last forever. So what I'm saying is if you want to make a quick play on this damn thing, if you see these violent moves, keep an eye on that baby blue line because if we get 25, 30% away and you do a buy, irrelevant of the price. If we get that far away from the EMA, you could pretty much expect we're going to get a snapback where it's going to snap back at least to the thing, and you might make a 20, 30% return on your money, just trying to return back. Let me show you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. Something like this. See here, well, no, that wouldn't be it. Let's find a really good example. This may not be the coin to explain it on, but yeah, okay, here we go. So let's assume that we were working upside down, and this was down, not up. Here is an example where we're looking at the 200 EMA right now. We strayed away from that 35%, but what happened? Smash. So assuming that this was down and not up, we were looking at this in reverse, and we said, wow, this thing's like way away from this. And so just based on the fact that we're under the EMA, 35% away from the line, irrelevant of the price, make a purchase on the thing. And I'm not suggesting you do, but make a purchase on it because sooner or later, gravity gives up and it goes up. We would snap back and probably capture a 25-30% return inside of probably less than a day. I would say. What's the time frame on that whole move there? From here back to hang on. From here back to here, 20 hours. So would you guys, any of you guys listening to the sound of my voice, mind making 35% return on your money in less than 24 hours? Doubtful. So, anytime we're below the 200 EMA and we get really crazy below it, that's a play to entertain. Irrelevant of the coin you're talking about, irrelevant of the price you're talking about. Easy money, as easy as money gets, within this, as sure as money gets within this. So, but basically the overall drop that we're looking at is we're going. Yellow box is the play at hand here. So we're just waiting for it to play out. All right, so let me go through a few things here. Oh, Reef, we need to touch on Reef. Reef is our fan favorite coin for good reason, so that needs to be red. So we're waiting. We are waiting. And so we are heading. We're kissing right on that green line. Second test on the green line. Now, again, to kind of go back and explain, back when I jumped in on this a long time ago, I brought it to the group clear up here. Oh my God, that was 32% plus ago. I bought at this price and it was fantastic because it went up 90% after I suggested right here. Went up 90% and then the market, basically got shitty and then of course it went all back. So we watched for a long time going, oh my God, is it ever going to get to the blue line? It did. Oh, it'll never go below. And it kept doing it, This thing has given back so much blood. I mean, every single drop of this thing is going to be bled out. But this is the big one, folks. This is the little country, small investor, potato farmer in Johannesburg, South Africa. People in the third world countries looking for something to get in that's going to just absolutely change generational wealth. You're looking at it. You're looking at it right here. Because this one, as ISIS, I'm sorry, not ISIS, as from Anubis predicts, which is our AI predictive software that predicts long-term growth. And I won't get into the details on that, but basically long-term growth predicts $3.36 in not that long a time. Anywhere from about 3 years to 4 years, 36 months to 48 months, $3.36. This thing is going to go 10x and 10x and 10x and 15x and 30x. It's just going to skyrocket. When this thing starts to go, I'm looking at the predictive graph that I can't show you on YouTube. But this thing I would best describe as a hockey stick. If you guys understand what I mean by hockey stick, it just goes and goes and goes and whoosh, straight up. It's kind of like a bell curve on steroids. So to get this thing down where we're predicting that it could possibly still drop to, which is this line right here, at $0.015 roughly, at slightly above or below $0.015. If you can get in, that's American money, of course. If you can get in at $0.015 or try to get in at $0.015, and hold any amount of this thing. Let me show you just on screen how much your fortune could. If you grab this at a penny and a half and it just went back to where it is right now, you just made yourself 30% return on your money. Just getting back where we are right now, and the party hasn't even got started, and you're already 30% below where I bought it way back when. I sold it, but where I bought it, I mean, the upshot of this is so absolutely insane. I mean, look at that. It just goes and goes and goes. You don't have to hold out for $3.36. You're going to be seeing money like you never thought you'd ever see in your lifetime from this, as far as I'm concerned, and in my personal opinion. So, not to put too fine a point on it, but everybody within the sound of my voice had better be paying huge attention to this coin, because it's going to be something that you're going to hear about in your daily. If you have anything to do with business and finance, this is Reef Finance is going to be a name you're going to hear an awful lot about, for good reason. A lot of powerful people are behind this. And Ocean, I won't get into this because we're getting kind of late. Ocean, again, I've explained to you that this is for people that don't know how to trade really well. Watch the bottom calls that I make and consider jumping. Your call to make, of course, obviously. But this is such a, and I don't mean to say easy, but I do mean to say easy in the way that it's such a predictable mover that's never let me down in the direction that it wants to go. So when you buy it at the bottom, you'll be able to literally watch the next level up. Just by the structure of the drop, I can tell you how it's going to go back up by how it came down. So go back and watch the past live stream. You can kind of get my 2 cents worth on that. All right, so haven't talked about Anchor for a little bit, so let's go ahead and check in on Anchor. That's not looking good at all, folks. That is not good at all. Not at all. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. I have not been on this chart for better than a month. Can you dig it? Look at that. Look at that, guys. Let me get this out of here just so you can appreciate what I'm looking at. That is one of the most outrageous drop calls you can possibly imagine, and look what happened. We're just a jiggle from hitting it. I mean, we're only like what 3-4%, so let's call it good enough. I mean, I think I can kind of gloat a little early, but look at that. That's an outrageous drop, and ISIS picked it up how many days ago? ISIS said this one's going to be a big one. ISIS called this one 20. Well, it actually called it over here. I put it right here, but it called it over here. So this thing called this a month in advance. A month in advance. Wouldn't you love to have a system that can basically work like that? That's why we call this the unfair advantage. It's why we refer to it as the magic chicken bones. Lovingly and affectionately refer to it as the magic chicken bones. But the reality is it's like having a digital desktop crystal ball. And so if you guys would love to be a part of what we do, we'd love to have you on the unfairadvantage.chat and join us on our free Discord. And, of course, obviously get a chance to win the free VeChain that we're going to be giving away on the 1st of next month. But if you guys would like to subscribe to these charts, definitely do not wait. Get over to these guys and subscribe on the charts. And all you got to do basically is just go to fibbycharts.com. Just simply go right here to subscribe. If you want to know what comes with the different packages, subscribe. Just go to Tell Me More, and it'll just show you the different type of stuff that you can get in on. And I will tell you, because a lot of you guys are subscribing, and then you go, oh, God, I want a bigger subscription package. I've had that happen. I've seen it happen several times. I've had you guys subscribe to stuff, and then you're contacting the site, and you're asking me. I'm like, I will show you the charts, but I'm not that guy. So you guys that do the upgrades and stuff like that, that's kind of a bit of a thing. It's better to kind of get positioned in where you want to be. So you guys that basically are small-time traders under $10,000, there's nothing wrong with a silver package. But if you're $10,000 or up, or if you're $7,500 or up, you're really looking to be aggressive. You really should be in at least the gold package. And the reason why is because you get our chat. Anyone that subscribes to this stuff can access our chats on the free Discord. We have a gold level chat, and we have a platinum level chat for the platinum people. So the platinum is eventually everybody starts gravitating towards the platinum, because there's so many coins in there, and we have 2 levels of chat. And if I'm making a move, or if I'm predicting a move, I will share it with platinum. Sometimes I'll share it with gold, but I will always share it with platinum. And of course, obviously, the diamond people get to see everything. But it's kind of like copying my homework. If you don't trust yourself trading, or you just have more money than skill, the platinum is probably where you want to be because you're going to have the best support group. We've got some fantastic people like Red Bear, like Tiger Histalmos. We've got he's in our chat here. Words from our father. We have Flemish, who's just recently joined us. We have some very good traders that really care about your success, that want to help you get the very best out of your subscription and your very best out of your visit with us at the Unfair Advantage. And so if you're looking for a group of people, if you're looking for a system that'll keep you from making those stupid moves over and over again until you got no money left, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, and we'll show you a better path and how to put some money in your pocket. There's no such thing as 100% guaranteed, but you might as well play the odds, and the odds are definitely in your favor with having a system that works. All right, so Anchor, this one, am I going to own Anchor? Would I own Anchor? Well, not when it's looking like that. Not when it's looking, that's looking damn ugly, folks. This does not mean this is the end of the journey. This just means I'm just patting myself on the back because I did this. This is an opening move and a closing move. That's how I was able to do that. I was able to glean. Look at this ridiculous drop. It has to close, folks. So I put it right there. I said it's going to happen. Sooner or later it happened. So this thing's got much more to go. I mean, if we haven't really got into the drop yet, we're going to get clear down here. So should you be owning Anchor? Well, I mean, that's debatable, whatever. We're at 7 cents. If we drop to, 4 cents, 5 cents, something like that, would you be jumping in on a 4 cent, 5 cent coin? Well, here's the thing. It's tradable on Coinbase. So the answer, if you believe that this thing won't get washed out in the great crypto bloodbath, to be taken down and never revived again, then this might be your ticket to some easy money too, or some good fast turnaround money too. So compared to several other projects, Anchor is a fairly new addition to Coinbase. There's not a lot of historical data on it, but enough to know that do your research a little bit and figure out what Coinbase does, and then ask, do I need that in my life? Does that make any sense to somebody that I would know? Or is this just the dumbest damn thing I've ever heard? You got to really, at the end of the day, when you do your research, just ask yourself, if someone's in the toaster business, they say, hey, I got a company making toasters and stuff. The first question you got to ask is, why would anybody need a toaster? Well, I use toast. I eat toast. I like toast, so maybe I'd buy a toaster, maybe somebody else would. It really is that simple. When you're investing in something, just, why does the world need this? Because I guarantee you, there's a lot of really stupid coins. There's a lot of stupid businesses that nobody needs. And, the services and businesses and whatever. I mean, just because you build a better mousetrap doesn't necessarily mean the world's going to beat a path to your door. But, I've seen a lot of coins that just because, hey, we got a new ICO, people flood in. They have no idea what the hell they're even buying. But eventually they learn what they're owning, and they want out. So this chart would reflect that this is not exactly the most optimistic story being painted for the future of a coin. Would you not agree? So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not poo-pooing it or trash talking. I'm simply telling you, let's take a look at the facts here. I mean, if you find out what Anchor does, ask yourself, do you believe in it? Look at the charts just going down harder and faster than anything else in the market. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. We will still chart it, but just fun to say I told you so on the call. Will it bounce back? That's entirely another question. That remains to be seen. So let's circle back here and have a look at, oh boy, okay, so let's circle back and have a look at this and see what's going on. So we have set up a very pretty bear flag. That's a bear flag formation right there. What you're looking at is you're looking at a flag. So we're going to be down right here visiting this mark very, very soon. Very, very soon. Because that flagpole is going to be replicated again right there, which is in confluence with that call, which we already hit, by the way, once, but we're going to hit it a second time. So there's your call right there. So as that goes, we will go on and on and on. And I see ISIS just basically just updated her lines. So now, this is what I was telling you about earlier. Now we've got a double Fibonacci and AI line. I'm putting my line right there, right dead center in the middle of that, because that's a sucker bet as far as I'm concerned. Well, I already know it's going down, but the next probable move will be dead right in the middle of that. It'll probably be the AI line. But anytime, as I said, you see two of the lines like this going up or going down, they're magnetic, folks. It'll happen. It'll absolutely happen. All right, so there's that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin's making her move to the prediction. That actually needs to be upgraded to yellow. Sorry. Sometimes I don't always get the don't always be hung up on my colors, guys. I started a certain color. Just because I don't change it doesn't mean that I'm there's only so much of me to go around. I'm only human so far. So they haven't given me my chip yet. So anyway, we're heading down. Very, very believable, very, very quickly. Down. 33,433 is our call for that. All right, so circle. Oh, forgot to do this. So OMG is the free call that we give away. So you guys that join the Unfair Advantage and get in the chats and even get in for free. Once in a while, we will give away free calls. You don't have to subscribe to anything. Sometimes I do this for free because that's my group, and I do what I want to do in my group. I like to see everybody do well. So if you guys just have enough money to be buying coins and stuff, you have time to be subscribed or money to be subscribing, fair enough. I want to see you guys do something. No crypto investor left behind. It's my motto. And so I gave this call away a long time ago, and I maintained this call, and kind of this is like my free. I will never not chart this in the future as far as I can see. I committed to this, and until we hit that target that I said, I'm going to keep continuing to support this free call. And so I told everybody when I did the earlier call, I said Anubis has this thing prognosticated as going to $20 to $25 this year. And I don't mean by Christmas, I mean probably by September, October, probably. And at the time, we were looking at a 500x, and then it went up. And I said, okay, guys, I'm seeing a little disturbance here. I'm seeing a little bit of a pullback. You guys want to take profit and get out? A lot of you did. A lot of you made 30, 40, 50%. Good on you. Now, I told you we're going to be getting into a pullback. We got in the pullback. We got into a harder pullback. We come back. Now, did anything change with the master call that I'm making on this, $20 to $25? No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, anything, I'm further supported by that, by the data that's being added since then. So the call that I did on live stream last time when we were over here, I said, expect this move right here. And that is exactly what happened. Getting right in on it, zooming right in on it, we hit it, dropped right in it, bounced right up, came back, dropped through it, went to the next one, came back up, crossed it again. So we hit this dead on. So now that we've done that, we're setting up for the next move down. Now the next move down is even more exciting. So let's go ahead and steal that and continue on with it a little bit here. It's a bit of a bold move, but I'll go ahead and okay. There. That's where we're going next. Now OMG is down to $4.30. Now what I was telling everybody is anything under $5, and again there's a call from earlier and we're still waiting. But as you can see, I see absolutely zero doubt that we're going to go right on down. Zero doubt. There's just too much factoring towards that. Now, what I told you guys is I highly expect we'll probably be getting to the bottom of this box. I truly need to be more serious about drawing a more organized box. But we've got calls all the way down to $3.51. Let's just say $3.50. So if OMG were to, in theory, get all the way down to $3.50, and we were to go north and start raising, coming up to $20, $25, you're looking at $700, $800. And I'm just talking this year. I'm not suggesting that you sell OMG this year. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be great to be sitting on 800% return on your money on a free call? Some guy on the internet, some guy on YouTube told you, and he turned out he was right. If we get to 800%, great, but you can hold longer because OMG is going much higher than that. And I've shown guys in past live streams. If you guys, there's no cap. I'm not showing or suggesting that we're stopping anywhere close to that, because I do see OMG getting into the hundreds. Now, isn't that exciting when you're looking at a coin that could potentially drop to $3.50? So free call, guys. Enjoy. Not financial advice, not encouraging you to make a purchase or sell or buy or do anything. Consider what I'm telling you. Consider what I'm showing you. Consider the history of the number of successful calls that you have seen me make tonight that have been proven and vetted and time-stamped. So this is the real deal. You're looking at something that's not hopium. You're looking at pure, raw science applied to the art of trading. Okay, so that's it for tonight, guys. Welcome. Thank you very much for you guys that are new to the live stream. Love to have you. Part of what we do is one more time, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. We'd love to give you a chance to win 5,000 VChain. Doing that on July 1st, same time that we're doing our broadcast normally, which is roughly about 7:30 to 8 o'clock Central Chicagoland time here in America. So we are going to be, so today is Friday. I think we're going to watch the market. I might very well be on tomorrow and the next night. But if I'm not, I will be on Sunday. But coming up on Monday, we do our standard technical day on Monday. That's our crypto chats. And crypto chats with Red Bear, we are going to discuss, what are we going to discuss, Red Bear? Are you in my chat still? Go ahead and pop in and let everybody know what we're going to be discussing. We got so many things on deck, I lose track of all the stuff you got going on. Learn what it's like to be me. No sit down time. Popular guys. What are we going to be discussing, Red Bear? He's going to type in something here in just a minute. So anyway, until then, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch the charts. And you guys that want to like and subscribe, please do. And if you'd like to get involved in the charts and stuff like that, love to have you be a part of what we're doing. And so tomorrow, I'm going to take a look at stuff. Might be on tomorrow or not, but I will assure you that I will be on Sunday because we're going to have a lot to talk about come Sunday. So until then, my name is Red Baron for the unfairadvantage.chat. Until we speak again, see you in the treehouse then. Peace and hair grease, baby.